The following is a presentation of iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Iowa Speedway, the 7/8 mile track here, located in the great Midwest area of our country. And we get set tonight for the Lions Club International Foundation 200 right here at Iowa. And welcome all of you aboard here. And joining me, Andy Kessler, topside in the LSRTV booth here tonight, Cisco Scaramuzza, and as well as some commentating. He will be pushing those buttons, getting that picture to you up on the screen, and we want to welcome all of you here to this fantastic race, a break from Ascors as they take their week off, their normal Sunday night slot here. They have the week off, so therefore we'll fill it in with some great action here. It's the B cars, the Xfinity Series racing cars here in the iRacing service, and they're all here at Iowa. 20 drivers into the field here tonight, and this should be a fantastic race. Kind of a great foundation type of race, a great charity type race for all these guys. An entry fee, but at the same time, great prizes and some money awarded out, as long as trophies as well too. So this will be a lot of fun here tonight, Cisco, and we look forward to it. Some of the best names out there that we see on a weekly basis here on LSRTV as well. They're all right here signed up tonight for what should be a fantastic race, 200 laps.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. I mean, when you got names like Kenny Humpy, Tyler Hudson, Daniel Eberhardt, all sorts of great names out here tonight. Alex Bergeron, another great driver out there. Just a pretty stacked field, but you also got a good range of drivers. You got Chuck Sweeting, kind of the short track, I guess, king of everyone else here. You got Tyler Hudson, who put on one heck of a show just 1 week ago when we were watching the Ascors Pro Geek Consulting Cup Series. And then Mr. Kenny Humpy, the defending NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series powered by iRacing champion. And, yeah, this is going to be an awesome race, and it's all for a great cause.
That's what it's all about, coming out here to have some fun here tonight, get some racing in, race against some great competitors, get some green flag laps under the belts, and at the same time, do it all for a great cause. That's what it's all about when we come and do these special events like we have here tonight. So a lot at stake for the drivers. Not only just bragging rights, really, is what it's all about, honestly, when you come here. Obviously, with the prizes, first place, $50, a trophy, and, of course, a pretty cool prize as well, a DSD sequential shifter will be given out to the winner as well, too. I mean, that's a value of over $150 as well. So that's a pretty cool added prize. That was kind of a last-minute added prize. Second place, $35. Third place gets $20. Pole sitter on the night gets $5 reward. The leader at halfway gets $5. And they also get a $10 H.H. Gregg gift card, which is, for those of you that may not know, maybe some of you do have that out your way, but basically like a Best Buy store or a Aaron's.
Yeah.
You know, they basically sell all kinds of TVs, computers, all kinds of things. Anyway, so that goes out there as well. And then also, too, the pole sitter kind of gets another special prize dug right out of the barrel from Paul Fugate's own personal collection, a hero card, a Kyle Busch hero card, autographed by Kyle. But here's the catch. It's from 2002 when he ran the ASA series. So that's a pretty cool feature as well, Cisco. There's a lot of cool things that are happening here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great prizes going out to the drivers. But they gotta go 200 laps here before they can capture that sequential shifter, and that's pretty nice. I mean, coming from someone who's familiar with the Driving Force GT, I have this little shifter on the side. Never really had a nice shifter. Didn't have the G27 and Derek Spears design or. No, I'm thinking of someone else. It's not Derek Spear Design. D3D, right? Or
DSD.
DSD, okay. Oh, it is Derek Spear. Oh, thanks. Thank you. But Yeah, no, they always have some great equipment, some of the best button boxes I've ever seen. So it's you guys are gonna be racing for some pretty cool prizes, and like I said, they still got 200 laps to do here at the Iowa Speedway, which is one of those tracks, Andy, where all these drivers signed up, and that means all these guys like this track because this is one of those tracks where you either like it or you hate it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Cisco. I mean, it's a unique racetrack. The banking. We'll get into the specs on the track here momentarily, though, because we're getting close to getting this thing started off. But it is definitely a unique racetrack. 7/8 of a mile. These drivers will be doing 175 miles here tonight. 200 laps. That's the scheduled distance. But first, let's send it down trackside now for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We'd like to thank Jaden Berkey for that rendition of the national anthem and to the virtual Thunderbirds for the flyover as well. It's that time, though. The green flag getting set to drop. Let's take a look down now trackside for tonight's LSRTV starting lineup. And on the pole, how about $5 already to that driver? And how about an autographed Kyle Busch hero card for Joshua Campbell with a time of a 22:485. Good enough for the pole. Just to the outside, 22.505 for the 16 of Jake Nichols. Tyler Hudson, our PK Antifreeze Pro driver, will start on the third spot. Fourth, another one of his fellow competitors on that side, the 58 of Kenny Humpy, will roll off outside of row number 2. Starting in that fifth spot, it's the 02. It's Greg Sykes.
Alex Bergeron, the Nesquik Chevrolet, is going to start 6th. Daniel Eberhardt in the Real Tree Chevrolet is going to start 7th. David Washington is going to start 8th in the Monster Energy Camry. 9th is going to be Blake Haynes in the Tax Slayer Chevrolet. And starting 10th is going to be Ken Sanderson in the Blown Gasket Racing Camry.
How about third in practice, 11th on the grid here tonight, the 26 of Chuck Sweeting. Eric Barrow will start 12th. 13th goes to Paul Fugate. Ivan Jones in the 53 will start 14th, and Eric Spencer will roll off 15th.
Colin Bauer is going to start 16th in the Office Depot Chevrolet. Anthony Kianki is going to start 17th. Ryan Timmel is going to start 18th. Blake Hyther will be the first car to take a provisional in 19th, and Chris Grandel is going to start 20th. And that's going to round out, I believe, your field. 20 cars took a time.
20 cars getting set to get tonight underway and get set to do it all right here for 200 laps here at the Iowa Speedway. Drivers will get one more lap around this 7/8 of a mile speedway. We'll take a look at the track facts while we have a moment here. Of course, this probably one of the newest tracks on the circuit. Track opened back in 2006, so just 10 years old, but yet it's already got its character with the bumps in the corner, especially in turns 1 and 2, and it's definitely a unique racetrack at that. Turn in the corners, though, you got a kind of a variable banking. You got 12 degrees on the bottom, 14 on the top side. That's why we'll see that top side of the turns 3 and 4 really be the place to be. You'll see that prevail all night long here in this race. The front stretch, 10 degrees of banking. The back stretch, relatively flat, just 4 degrees. Definitely one of the cooler racetracks on the circuit. A real tight 1 and 2 and a very open and wide turns number 3 and 4, and that'll set us up for a pretty fantastic race here tonight. 20 cars looking to go in just about a moment here. The 88 of Joshua Campbell is getting set to lead the field to the green flag as the pace car heads to pit road for the first time tonight. The green flag will wave, and Joshua Campbell is out and away here. 2-car length lead now over second place battle that's going on. Tyler Hudson on the inside. Looks like he'll be able to secure that position for the time being, especially with those fresh tires at bottom side. Gonna try to get it, not quite. Jake Nichols gonna hang on to it side by side still for second.
Yeah, the A-designed Raps Ford Mustang was able to get a great run coming through 3 and 4 right now. It's going to try and slide up in front of the 16. Not going to happen that time, and they're going to be side by side heading down into turn 1. And Hudson's actually going to try and challenge for the lead right now. The HyperX Camaro up on the high side. It looks like he lost his ground right there as Hudson's going to go right by Tyler Hudson to the lead.
Wait, Jake Nichols way to the bottom side off of turn number 4. That's where we'll see right there. Turn 3 and 4, the high side will be the advantage. We see Tyler Hudson taking advantage of that right there. He'll hang on to that lead 1 car length now. The separation, side-by-side battle for that third spot, though, right now. The 88 still falling back here after starting on a pole. Joshua Campbell looks like struggling just a bit now as the 58 of Kenny Humpy makes his way around him, move him up into that third spot here. And how about Daniel Eberhard up to 5th already as well in that 90 car, as the 88 still struggling here, now onto the bottom side, though.
And we know Eberhard can get it done, the fixed setup, so we've seen him do it every week in the Real Sim Racing Cup Series, and he's been doing a great job over there, and looks like that's getting reset to a U-Haul car, not the Realtree car. But in the meantime, Alex Bergeron going to follow him through right past the 88, and the 88, Joshua Campbell has not had the start he wanted. Maybe a little bit of short run speed there in that car. He's going to have to save his tires a little bit if he hopes to make it back up there, Andy.
Yeah, it definitely is. Falling back, I mean, he's got plenty of time, obviously, to make up the ground here over the course of this evening. We're only working lap number 5, about to complete it here, so still 195 laps left to go in this one. He's got plenty of time to get back up there and figure it out. Whatever it is that's causing him to fall back here after starting on the pole, he'll go way high now into turns 1 and 2, almost promote some 3-wide action there. Dave Washington in the 98 will actually think better of that, back off of it just a bit, allow that 88 to come back in the line, so they'll reset and do it again. It looked like off of turn 2 that last time, though, the 58 of Kenny Humpy had some issues there, got a little bit loose, able to correct it, not lose any spots there, but now he's got the 90 of Eberhard right in his mirror.
And that's a very hungry Daniel Eberhard right behind him. And how about Alex Bergeron? Already starting to make the charge. He started 6th, picked up a position already in that 112 machine. Doing a great job already. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Bergeron here to see. He's definitely shown he's been able to hang with the big dogs over every week when we watch the Ascors Pro Geek Consulting Cup Series. Been doing a great job over there. And it's just been shown that, he might be, I think, the youngest guy in the field tonight, but definitely has some of the best talent that I think I've seen out there on the ovals in quite a long time.
Yeah, he's got a lot of raw talent, a lot of raw speed, too, for that 112, and we saw it Wednesday night at the Ascors Truck Series, the SegPay Truck Series as well. Led a bunch of laps there at Michigan. Just for some reason, he was way better on the short run. And it really hurt him over the long haul, especially with all those green flag laps we had. So we saw him fade towards the end there. He'll dive it way down on the inside now of Daniel Eberhard. We'll try to see if that top side now can prevail. Eberhard will be able to at least get up right back next to him. His lap traffic already coming into play here on lap number 10, the 68 now of Ken Sanderson, showing 1 lap down now, way on the high side off of turn number 2. Allowing these leaders to get by him. A battle for second, though, heating up. Kenny Humpy now looking to the inside of that 16 machine of Jake Nichols, and we'll make a pretty good battle of it right at the time being, but you can see how well that top side is. It's so, I don't know, I guess to say, Cisco, you see all that room when you're going down into turn number 3, and you're a little bit fast, that guy in front of you, so you want to dive it down to the bottom, but then the problem is you just can't get up to the throttle quick enough to secure that. A lot of times we'll see passes coming off of turn number 4, basically a slide job, a guy sliding right up in front of him. So we'll keep an eye on that as it goes on through the night. But so far, Kenny Humpy not being able to get around that 16 machine, even though he may seem a little, had to slow up, really check the field up quite a bit there. We'll stay green flag racing, but Daniel Eberhard doing a great job to avoid running into the back of him right there. And all those guys now all coming up into the picture here, and that was a real close call right there for the 58. Great job hanging on to it, and a great job by everybody else avoiding it.
You want to tell me how Alex Bergeron just picked up about 3 spots in one
I don't
corner?
know.
I have no idea how he did that. But he was able, looks like Humpy maybe got a little bit checked up by the 16 there, and maybe the car started to rotate a little bit, slammed on the brakes. Everyone did a great job slowing down to make sure he didn't get collected there. The green flag will stay out, but that's going to put a huge gap right now between our 2 leaders, Tyler Hudson and that's Jake Nichols in the 16. Those 2 have about a 2-second gap on the rest of the field right now, and these guys are going to have to fight through a little bit of lap traffic. That's the 11 right now of Chris Grandel. They're going to have to jump to the high side of him. Grandel's going to get out of the way of those guys, and now the chase is on, I guess, because Bergeron, Humpy, Eberhard, and Washington, these guys, we know they're hungry, and they got to set out to try and catch these. Oh, trouble! The 11's going to go around. Caution is going to be out on the racetrack.
Yeah, our first caution of the night, and just literally got, he was trying to stay out of the way on the bottom side, but it looked like he clipped the apron a little bit, and it got him a little bit out of control, went up the racetrack, the 0-2 of Greg Sykes, nowhere to go. Got into that back bumper, and the 11 goes for a ride on the back straightaway. It doesn't look like any major damage, especially on the 0-2 right there, but just a tough break right there for the 11 of Chris Grandel, trying to just stay out of the way there, and I think just literally just got under the apron just a little bit there. Our first caution of the night comes out here on lap number 16. So I guess these drivers, especially the guys up front, this gives them an opportunity. They kind of know what they have now with this fixed setup that these guys are running. Plus, they're also running a 60% fuel tank, so not quite a full fuel tank. So it's going to obviously set them back a few laps, probably about they could probably go about 50 to 55 laps on a tank of fuel under green flag conditions. So not surprising with pit road open. You'll see all the leaders come down pit road now, and I'm sure it will be 4 tires of fuel for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely 4 tires here at Iowa. And this is a huge break, especially for that 4-car group we saw, Bergeron, Humpy, Eberhard, and Washington. They don't have to track down the 2 leaders anymore, but you got to think Tyler Hudson, Jack Nichols, they weren't really hoping to see that caution because they were hoping to pull away, maybe run away with this thing for a little while. But fortune going to favor the other 4 drivers as they come into pits. And 4 tires, it looks like, for everyone I'm seeing on pit road. And Tyler Hudson's going to leave the stall right there. Humpy had a great stop. He's going to come out second. That was a great stop, a 13.88 for the 58 Snap-on Chevrolet. And that's going to move him straight into second. And Jack Nichols, he's going to come out 8th off of pit road.
It looks like he actually got caught speeding there, Cisco, because that's not what the 16 needed. Like I said, though, a long race. He's got plenty of time to make up the ground, but definitely not what you want. Mistakes on pit road can definitely cost you. We see it time and time again. Doesn't really matter which track we're at, but pit road mistakes like that, a speeding penalty, is going to put him all the way back to the end of the field and make his work a lot harder now as he's going to have to drive through the whole field basically. 19 cars on the lead lap right now, currently under our first caution of the night. The wave around went to the 68 of Ken Sanderson, and right now he's scored in the 12th spot here on this one, so he was able to get the lap back. The 11 of Chris Grandel, still 1 lap down, damage to that right rear of that car here from the contact with the 0-2, but other than that, it looks like he'll be able to get that repaired and get back out on track and give it another go here. And right now, currently the lucky dog spot, so a quick yellow would definitely help the 11 out to get back on the lead lap. A great stop you mentioned from Kenny Humpy. He'll jump up a spot, but the 16, the biggest loser, we'll say, off of pit road here with that speeding penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot of ground to make up now, and that's kind of hard to do at this .875 mile track. It's not exactly the mile and a half that you might be able to make up some of that time, and he's actually going to come back down pit road, which I think is a great call for him. He's in the back. You may as well, Andy. I mean, come in, get a few, it may be a lap, and it's a lap under pace, but hey, it's fresh tires, and you never know what the fuel strategy might be, so you're just making yourself better. All you're doing is taking less fuel from now on. That's just going to help you out, especially when you're in the back.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you're already back there. It's definitely a great call to come down, top everything off, just make sure everything's where you need it to be and get back out there and give it a go. Obviously, he's got a fast enough car to get the job done. He was able to hang out with the 01 of Tyler Hudson up there about 0.3 of a second. He was off the rear bumper of that 01 here during that run. So he definitely has a fast enough car to compete here tonight, so I definitely would expect to see him climb his way back up towards the front of the field. And like I said, plenty of time to do it. We'll complete 19 laps here this time by under the caution flag, and might be hopefully getting a 1 to go this time, and he'll double back up, and we'll get this thing back underway. So far, though, up in the front, the top 8, there's still drivers that have started in the top 10 here in the qualifying. So still a great job by all these guys just trying to basically hang on to their track position. Track position is definitely key at a small track like this.
Absolutely. And how about Tyler Hudson? I mean, you know, they didn't have the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series run last week. So last time we actually saw Tyler was out last week during the Ascors race and just had a tough time. I believe he got caught up in a caution. So he's looking for a little bit of redemption. And how about Kenny Humpy, who's just been looking for some redemption all year? So he's looking to pull off a big win here, and he's got a great shot to do it and has just had a fast car all night. But we're going to have to see as the pace car gets ready to hit pit road.
That's right. We'll have our first American Ethanol restart here on the night, and pace car will look back to the safety of pit road. It'll get out of the way. The 01 at Tyler Hudson will lead the field to the green flag, and he is not wasting any time right there. He'll jump out to about a 1 car length lead right now, almost 2 now as the battle for second rages on. Here's a 112 of Alex Bergeron now looking to the inside of Kenny Humpy. Not going to happen, no. Kenny Humpy with the outside lane, going to get the advantage. Here comes the 90 of Daniel Eberhardt now looking to take over that spot, getting himself up to a 3rd spot after starting 7th.
Yeah, absolutely. And David Washington, another driver who's crept up in here. And how about that 02 who started to creep into the picture, Craig Stykes? He started 5th, so actually he's running about where he started, so never mind that. But in the meantime, still a battle for 3rd place. Bergeron hanging tough on the bottom, now going to drop in behind Eberhardt in the 90, and Eberhardt's going to set his sights on the 2 leaders. As it looks like Humpy, I like that line he's running up at the top. He's going to save a little bit more tires, Andy, and he might have a shot. And it looks like he's got a pretty good run going. He's getting those good runs off the corner on Hudson here, so he might be able to stick a nose to the outside of Hudson.
Yeah, and that's obviously the place you'll want to be if you can get that job done there. Humpy, though, going to look down to the bottom here in turns 3 and 4. You can see him just slide right up when you get on the throttle. That's just the nature of this track. You get on that throttle, as we have a caution now out for the 2nd time here tonight, and it's a caution. It looks like the 05 of Ryan Timmel off of turn number 4. That car going for a ride, and looks like it started a little before him. It looks like the 5 car actually got around Blake either.
Actually, it all started with Chuck Swing in the 26. He got spun to the apron in turn 2, and then the 5 got on the brakes. The 44 got a little bit out of the groove, and the 5 kind of lost it going through 3 and 4, and then the check up there. Cars trying to avoid the wreck. The 20 of Colin Bauer, and then the 05 of Ryan Timmel. Those guys got into each other. So a couple of different accidents there to bring out the caution, but that's going to slow things down again and give these guys a chance to catch their breath.
Now, slow things down once again here in lap number 24. Tyler Hudson still your race leader right now, and he finds himself now behind the pace car and coming in through 3 and 4. We'll see if they if they will pit or not here on this one here. That was a quick little run there, but I'm sure we'll see a lot of these guys head back down pit road, and it looks that way. Here comes the 01. It looks like 1 car going to stay out there, though. The 90 at Daniel Eberhardt deciding to choose the track position, even though he was in the top 3. He's looking to not come down. He'll stay out on the racetrack. It looks like he'll lead that lap, obviously, under the caution, but the 90 staying out on the racetrack. So an interesting call here early on. I know it was a bit of a run right there, but he wants to stay up front. He wants to stay out ahead of those 2 guys, maybe thinking it might be his only possibility to stay out ahead of those guys. So he'll stay out on the track. Everybody else comes down pit road once again, and it looks like 2-tire stop for the 112. The 02 as well, just a 2-tire stop for what were your race leaders, the 01, the 58, and the 98 of David Washington. They all take 4 tires here on our 2nd caution of the night. With that said, though, we're going to take our own caution of the night. We'll step aside for just a moment. You're watching the Lions Club International Foundation 200 right here on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
Did you know that Lion's sense of vision is so powerful, it actually enables nearby creatures to see better? Here we see lions assisting the offspring of others, while their parents are elsewhere in the wild. brilliant, isn't it? Making the Wild Kingdom look much better indeed. Do good. Be a lion.
Welcome you back here to the Iowa Speedway. It's LSRTV's coverage of the LCIF 200. Get set to get back under the green flag action here tonight, and our second caution of the night right there. Kind of a chain reaction, a whole bunch of things going on there. Could have been 2 or 3 incidents there that could have caused the yellow there. The 5, Blake Hather was involved, and a couple other drivers as well too. Ryan Timmel, some contact with another vehicle, sent him spinning, a little bit damage to that rear end of that car as well too, but some pit road strategy happening. The 90 of Daniel Eberhardt deciding to stay out, and we got a couple cars on 2 tires. The 112 of Alex Bergeron, Craig Sykes as well in the 02 with 2 tires. Then you get to the rest of the field there that took 4 tires on that pit stop. So it's going to be interesting to see, I think, on this restart here, what the favorable strategy is going to actually play out and work for these drivers. We got a little bit of everything right now for this one here. Pace car, though, looking to the safety of pit road. There it goes. Daniel Eberhardt in that 90 looking to bring the field to the green, and checks up the field just a little bit, but separate the top 10 there just a tiny bit there. But here goes Eberhardt into turn number 1 and 2. The 112, Alex Bergeron, looking to take that spot away. Not going to happen, though. Eberhardt able to hang on to it. Here comes Tyler Hudson. Now Dave Washington in the 98 as well, trying to make a move. As Hudson to the inside of Eberhardt off 4.
Yeah, Bergeron got caught a little bit sleeping there on the restart. And remember, he's got 2 tires as well as the 02. And meanwhile, we have the 01 and the 98, both on 4 tires, and both drivers capable of putting up a fight fairly quickly, as we're seeing Tyler Hudson all over the back of the 90. He's going to dive the inside here out at turn 2, going to dive the inside at turn 3. Might have the position here if he can slide up in front of the 90. Will he clear him here? No, he won't. Eberhardt's going to stay there, but I don't know how long Daniel can hold on.
I mean, probably not too long here. It looks like the 01 of Tyler Hudson able to get the job done right there off turn 2. He'll racetrack. That's the difference right there of about 6 laps on green flag laps on those tires that the 90 had during that run we had right before this most previous caution. So it's a little bit of a difference, but it looks like the 90 able to hang on to it at least for a little bit right now. He's got the 112 of Bergeron to his inside. You got Dave Washington right behind him, basically with nowhere to go. Kenny Humpy as well, basically riding it out, just trying to figure out which line's going to go and who's going to go and when, because right now they can't go anywhere. Humpy now to the inside of Washington, and he'll get right now 2x2 for those 4 spots there inside the top 5.
And I think this is what Dan wanted. Dan wanted to maybe hold up the pack a little bit, hoping because it's a shorter track that maybe he could have held on to that lead for a little bit longer, but you can see those cars, they're just so much faster on those new tires. Now Humpy going to try and make that bottom line work. The problem is if he stays down there too long, Andy, he's going to just burn those tires off that car. And meanwhile, Tyler Hudson is just pulling away and watching these guys try and get past the 90, and he's just kind of laughing in the car right now saying, all right, I'll just pull away while you guys are doing that.
That's exactly what he's doing right now. Hudson, 2 to 3 car length lead now on Alex Bergeron as the inside opens up once again here. Daniel Eberhardt got the 58 of Humpy now to his inside, and Dave Washington again looking on from the back, really nowhere to go. Bergeron was able to get that inside groove to work to get the pass done. It took him a couple of laps, and now it's doing the same for that 58 of Kenny Humpy, unable to get the pass completed here right now. Lap 36 getting set to go in the books. A close one there off of turn number 4. It's still side by side for third.
Yeah, and Humpy's trying to make that bottom line work, but he's got to get out of there soon. It's a question of can he get the good run out of the corner, but the problem is the 90 has enough tire left, and he's got that good line on the outside. He could just stay out there and basically just wait out the 58's tires going away. But it's going to come down to if Kenny can actually get a good run off the corner, maybe try and clear the 90, but Eberhardt had a great run out of 4 right there, and Washington basically looks like he's hooked on the back bumper of that 90. Doesn't like that bottom line, and I think he's going to stay up there as now Humpy's actually going to drop in behind Eberhardt. I think Kenny might be thinking about maybe trying a different line against the 90 now.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to try something to sneak up on the outside of him or something off of turn number 4 or 2. We'll see what he can do here off of turn 4. Pretty good run with those fresh tires. But unable to get anything done now with Daniel Eberhardt hanging on to that third spot here and doing a good job at it as well, too, with the older tires on that race car. The front two, though, they pulled away quite a bit here. Bergeron actually up front, looking to the inside, trying to make something happen, but only 0.3 separate the top two. It's a pretty good short run right here for Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, and I think what Bergeron can do here, I mean, he's out there on 2 tires, so what he needs to do right now, I think, is just save that car. He's in a great position right now. We're only lap 40 at 200 right now, so basically he just needs to cruise for a little while, let the long run set in, because he's going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage versus Tyler Hudson, Kenny Humpy. He's doing a great job right now, as it looks like Humpy finally got past the 90 of Daniel Eberhardt, and now Dave is going to jump to the high side along with Sykes in the 0-2, and I think Dan just let him go right now, and those no tires are not helping that 90 at all.
Yeah, I think he was pushing it too hard, just trying to stay in front of those guys. So chose wisely, dropped out of the way and let those guys go around him on the outside there in the back straightaway, and that's exactly how Kenny Humpy was able to get it by him. It looked like a little bit of looseness. His caution now out for the third time here. It looks like the 16, the 5, and the 73 of Eric Spencer involved in that one there. But right off of in turns number 1 and 2, and it looked like the 16 maybe was the car. Jake Nichols was the first car involved in that one right there. And, of course, we documented him starting up towards the front, actually starting on the outside of the pole there. Had a great run, was staying up inside the top 2 there for that first run. Caught speeding, had to work his way through traffic is what he was trying to do, and just some contact. The 9 of Blake Haynes got into the back of him just a little bit, tried to correct it, but the 5, nowhere to go, plows right into the side of him.
Yeah, and the 78 also nowhere to go. A little bit of ARCA there, but the 16, I mean, you got to feel for him. He was just along for the ride right there. Nothing really he could have done. And as a result, he's going to be taking that car at least to get repaired. They do have one fast repair tonight, so hopefully if he has his saved, he'll be able to get that car repaired. But everyone's coming back down pit road, and I can tell you one guy who's taking 4 tires, and it's probably that U-Haul Camaro in the back there.
Yeah, Daniel Eberhardt definitely will take 4 tires on this stop here. And you got to say, for what he did and where he's at right now, shown 6th. I guess it wasn't a bad call. If it stayed green for any while longer, it definitely could have easily fallen out of the top 10. So it could have definitely caused a lot more damage. But you chalk that up as a lesson learned, I think, right there for the 90 of Daniel Eberhardt. He'll take 4 tires on this stop. Looks like everybody else towards the front, 4 tires as well. And will make it down, and Hudson again will win the race off of pit road. Alex Bergeron, it looks like they'll stay the same order that they came down pit road on, so a good job by everybody there on pit road, able to maintain their positions here. Still 18 cars, though, make it 19 on the lead lap. Chris Grandel was able to get hit lucky dog that last during this caution here, so that'll put us 19 cars on the lead lap. just the 05 of Ryan Timmel now. 3 laps down. He's in the position now. We'll probably get the wave around here before we get back to racing. So he's looking to take one more of those laps away. We'll be just 2 laps now behind on this one. Working lap number 45, though, here of the 200 laps scheduled on the night. And we look forward to all of this. And, of course, with these special events like this, and, of course, this one here tonight for the Lions Club International Foundation, and you got to remember one thing. They work to fulfill their mission to support the efforts of Lions Clubs worldwide in serving their local communities, the world community, as they carry out essential humanitarian service projects. Since their founding in 1968, they have strived to sustain Lions' humanitarian service goals throughout the world, awarding over 12,000 grants totaling more than $900 million in four key areas of sight: youth, disaster relief, and other humanitarian efforts. They are also a 4-star charity, the Charity Navigator. Of course, any donations for all of you that are tuning in, you want to go over and help donate, head over to lcif200.weebly.com and make your donation tonight. It's all for a good cause, Cisco. That's what it's all about when we come and do these special events like that. And another one coming up tonight. And, of course, we got to thank Paul Fugate putting this all together. Paul, a Lions Club International member, helping to make all this happen as well. And currently in that 44 car, he runs 13th. Having a pretty quiet night, but a pretty solid night as well, too. So been right there hovering around that, getting in inside the top 10. So a good job by that driver as well. Tyler Hudson, Alex Bergeron, Kenny Humpy, Dave Washington, and Craig Sykes make up your top 5 here. Hopefully we get the lights off this next time. We can get back to some green flag racing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, Lions Club International is a proud partner of LSRTV and all the work they do. They help us out there. So we, of course, want to thank those guys for helping us get us on the air and bring the racing action to you. But, yeah, they're going to stack it up 2x2. The A-Design Wraps Ford Mustang is going to take the outside line, it looks like, this time. So Hudson electing to take the outside line. And you know what that A-Design Wraps Ford Mustang reminds me of, Andy? We got a lot of racing action coming up on LSRTV, and we do want to start mentioning that in the not-too-distant future, once the fall season hits around, the Upstate Racing League's going to be coming back, roaring back full force, and they're bringing a brand-new car to that league.
Yeah, lots of action. The super late models for those guys coming into the fray too. So good to see Upstate coming back into the family, I guess I should say, of leagues that we broadcast each and every week. And of course, you can stay up to date with that, livesimracing.com, and you can check out our full lineup, our full schedule of broadcasts for each and every week. And we got a lot of them coming, including tomorrow night with the Real Sim Racing Series. Pace car, though, down to pit road. Kind of a slow start, it looked like right there, but Tyler Hudson going to use that top lane and pull out to about a car length lead now as Kenny Humpy looking to the inside of Dave Washington. They'll make that pass happen, and now they'll focus on the cars in front of them. Off of turn number 2, 4 car lengths now for the Hudson. He's definitely pulling away here on this restart.
Yeah, Hudson's doing a great job already starting to pull away from the pack. And Humpy is hounding the back bumper of that 112 of Bergeron. And Washington's right there with him, right in the tire tracks of that Snap-on Chevrolet. So I'm curious to see what Dave's going to do here. I wonder if this might be that run where he's going to try and make some noise here. He's been kind of quiet all night, just kind of lurking back there, kind of like what Dave usually does when we see him on Monday nights. So I think we'll be, or maybe he's going to back off a little bit. I don't know. I'm interested to see. Keep your eye on that Monster Energy Camry. Oh, trouble. Sykes in the wall. And looks like everyone's going to avoid. The 0-2 got up in the wall at a turn 4 there.
They got into the wall just a little bit, made some contact. 3, 4, 5, 6 cars maybe go by him now, 3 wide just for a moment there. The 16 able to get around him. So that'll move the 0-2 back quite a bit there after starting in the 5th spot. He'll be shown right now outside the top 10 for now. Humpy still trying to get his way around Alex Bergeron, and we saw in that last run he was trying the inside. He was trying anything he possibly could. Just unable to make it happen, and right now still all over his back bumper trying to make it happen, but it's a 4-car fight now for that number 2 spot, and you got the 98 of Washington, and how about Eberhard now with some 4 fresh tires? He's in the mix as well. The 112 almost into the wall right there. He'll surrender the inside now. Kenny Humpy to the inside looking for a second.
Kenny's got to be careful here not to have the same mistake happen again where he got stuck on the inside of Eberhardt. And Humpy's got to make sure he can get a good run out of here. And look at Washington already trying to make a move on the 58, and Bergeron just going to go right by the 58 and secure his position for another lap. But I think Dave's just waiting it out right now, and Dan's doing the same thing. So I think they're waiting to see what the 58 does. I think that's the car to watch in terms of moves that are going to be made. I think he's going to be making the most moves out of everyone here. Bergeron obviously is going to try and catch up to the 01, but I think as far as tactical moves on who to pass, that 58 is probably the one thinking the most ahead right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The 98 Dave Washington, we know him. Daniel Eberhardt, they're those type of drivers that we see in the real sim racing that really strive for those long green flag runs, really know how to save the tires and get those cars moving late in the run. So definitely early on in these short runs, you don't expect a lot out of those two drivers, and you expect them to really come alive after about 15 to 20 laps in this run here. So working lap 55, getting closer and closer now, just a quarter distance done here in this race, and goes by pretty quick at this speedway, 22.5-second lap times. Green Flag Racing can really click those lap times off quite a bit. The top five, though, they've pulled away quite a bit now from the sixth-place driver, about a second and a half separating basically those two groups, we'll call it there, as Bergeron's actually started to close back in on the 01 of Tyler Hudson. So it's been a good one so far here tonight. Still 18 cars on the lead lap. Blake Hyther with that latest accident in number 5. Looks like he has possibly pulled it behind the wall here, at least for the time being. He scored 12 laps down right now in 20th. So still 18 cars on the lead lap. The attrition rate definitely not there just yet.
Yeah, and while that top 5 group seems to be kind of riding a little bit, we can jump back to that second pack. A little bit of racing going on right now. That's being led by the 88 of Campbell. And Sweeting is right on his back bumper, been trying to make a couple moves, and this back's been a little more at war, I guess, than the leaders right now, and they've been a little bit of infighting so far.
Absolutely. How about the 16, Jake Nichols, involved in that one accident there after starting second. Speeding penalty put him to the back, but he's now climbed his way up to the 8th spot now. Looking for more, though. Pretty good run off of turn number 2. There's nowhere to go. That high line, the place to be right now, and once you get everybody really single-filed up on the high side, it makes it real tough to make the passes happen. We've seen that up towards the front of the field as well, with Humpy trying to get around Alex Bergeron, and we see it right now with Chuck Sweeting looking to the inside now with the 88 of Joshua Campbell. They'll pull up side by side now as they head to turn 3. Looks like it's a little bit of wall contact with the 88, and then when he came off the wall, he actually clipped the 16 there of Jake Nichols. Nichols real slow now into turns 3 and 4. Some right side damage again for that 16, and they'll get it right in the right direction. But now will be scored in the 13th spot.
And talk about someone who just dropped off the face of the earth, Daniel Eberhardt. What happened to the 90? He was starting to lose a little bit of touch with that lead pack, and he's got some serious damage on that U-Haul Camaro. What happened to Dan? I think he got up into the wall a little bit, but that is not good for what was our 5th place running driver at the time when we saw him. Now he's running back in 16th. Some major damage, and that's really going to hurt that 90. He needs a caution.
Yeah, he definitely needs something right now, and definitely a caution would help him close the gap now. 13 seconds off the race lead is where the 90 is, as you mentioned, in 16th place. So lost 11 spots here just over the last couple of laps here. Now, the front group, though, they've closed the gap quite a bit now. Alex Bergeron leading the way from that second spot has brought Kenny Humpy and Dave Washington now into the mix as well, too. So as the laps start to wear down and the tires start to wear off, you can see these guys starting to close back in with each other. Maybe the 01 maybe pushing a little bit in the opening stint there, the opening 5 to 8 laps or so of this restart. But these guys have been able to catch back up to that 01 machine, making it a pretty good battle right now. They hold about a 3.7 second gap now over 5th place running Chuck Sweeting. So right now, pretty much 4 cars going at it for the time being. Alex Bergeron, a little bit of a miscue maybe there. Kenny Humpy maybe getting a little frustrated behind him. It looked like he was going to go to the bottom. Humpy decided, hey, maybe I'll go to the top side. And then he went right back up there and blocked him. So Kenny Humpy now diving it way deep into turn number 3. He'll be on the outside now, and he'll give up a little bit of ground, but he finally makes that pass and puts himself in the second.
And it looked like Bergeron just let him go. I think he knew Humpy was a little bit in a hurry to get to that lead pack, and I don't blame him. This is one of those tracks where, we mentioned it. It's a short track. It's kind of hard to pass here, so as caution comes out, we'll get back to that thought in a minute. And it's the 68 of Ken Sanderson has gone around, coming out of turn 4. Look out, Tyler Hudson. And we're going to have to get a replay on that. But, yeah, Ken... Sanderson, I don't know what happened. It looks like he just lost it. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, that's what it's looking at right now. Taking a look back at what was going on. It looks like a little bit of he lost control. Maybe touched the wall going into turn number 3 just a little bit. Kind of almost spun it out there. Kind of collected it. Didn't really hit anything. Held on to it for a moment, but when he got back up on the racetrack, got back into the gas, literally just lost it, spun himself out. Caution comes out off of turn number 4, our third one on the night. 15 cars now on the lead lap, but under caution once again. And now for these leaders, puts them all, they're kind of shuffled up in a different order now at this point, and be interested to see here as pit road's open. Everybody coming back down. I'm sure it'll be 4 tires of fuel once again here, but 66 laps now complete.
And you got to wonder how good of a stop that 58 is going to have. I mean, he had a 15:02 last time, so it wasn't great, but he's due for another pretty quick stop. I mean, 13:88 on that first stop was just incredible. And he's going to be up there. He's right on the back bumper of the 01. This is basically going to be the race off pit road, I think we're watching right now. The 01 pitted right in front of the 58, so these are going to be the 2 to watch. The right sides go down on both cars. Now the left sides go up. This is going to be the race. And Hudson's going to go, and no, Humpy's now. Oh, look at Bergeron. Had a great stop there, was able to go through the pit stalls, and Dave Washington had a 13:72. So, yeah, I guess the Wheaties went over to the 98 car now, because that's a blistering stop.
That was a great stop right there by that crew, and a great job by the driver getting in and off pit road perfectly. He'll gain 1 spot right there, but the biggest loser on that whole ordeal right there, Kenny Humpy, going to lose 2 spots back to 4th. So a slow stop once again for that 58, and it'll cost him a couple positions on the racetrack. Tyler Hudson, though, once he's gotten the lead, he's pretty much been commanding. He leads right now here in lap number 68. Lions Club International Foundation 200 here at Iowa Speedway. We'll be back in just a moment right here on iRacing Live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Iowa Speedway for the LCIF 200 right here on LSRTV and iRacing Live. Cisco Scaramuza alongside Andy Kessler to bring you all the action. And the lights are out on the pace car, so I did have a point I wanted to get to. We'll get to it when we have a chance. But Andy, 130 laps to go when we get the green flag here, and so far it's been really a 5-car battle. And one of those cars, Daniel Eberhard, he's in the back a little bit, had a little bit of damage, but he's going to try and race his way back up there. But 4 cars, the top 4, have been fast all night. Let's see what they can do.
That's going to be a good restart right here. The 01 of Tyler Hudson been leading pretty much all race long. He'll take off now as the pace car heads to pit road. Green flag back out again. Pretty good jump by Alex Bergeron that time. He'll be able to right now hang up with the back end, or on the back end of that 01 right now. They'll separate behind them as well, too. Single file now as Dave Washington looks like a little bit slow on that restart there. Kenny Humpy able to get around him and get back into that 3rd spot. Chuck Sweeting, this is exactly what he needed. He's been fast, but just been stuck in the back of trying to get his way through traffic there. Started in the 11th spot currently right now, shown in a 5th. So pretty good job by that driver as well. Battle for the lead, though. Alex Bergeron, he's looking for it. Hudson was not been able to pull away on this restart here. So the 112 having an opportunity right now to try to make something happen. Just 1 car length now separating them across the start-finish line.
Absolutely. Bergeron wants to put that Nesquik bunny in victory lane tonight, and he has been all over Tyler Hudson, tracking him all through the race so far. And he's got to remember, he's got two guys right behind him, been with him all night. And now how about Chuck Sweeting, who's been rallying and showing what kind of speed he's got in that number 26 Camaro. And he's had a great rally so far, started 11th up to 5th right now, so great rally for that 26. Remember, he had a great outing over in Charlotte a couple weeks ago for the Ascores Pro Geek Consulting Cup Series. I think he finished 3rd in that race, and that goofy kind of side-by-side finish we had back for 2nd and 3rd. So Chuck, by no means, he's not a slow driver here. He's usually more accustomed to the short track stuff, and I think it's shown tonight because he's doing a great job. But meanwhile, a little bit of a battle for 2nd as Kenny Humpy is hounding the back of that 112.
Okay, there's a little slip-up off of turn number 4. It's cost Alex Bergeron some time right now. Humpy now giving him a shot there in turn number 3 and letting him know, hey, I'm here again, and I want to get around you. I don't want to wait too long and let that 01 really pull away here. So Kenny Humpy going to try again, once again, to try to get what he can around that 112 as quickly as possible here, as Dave Washington lurks in the background as well in the top 4, doing a great job as well. They pulled away a little bit, about a half a second now from Chuck Sweeting, so Chuck Sweeting still in the top 5, but falling back just a little bit. Eric Barrell in the number 14, haven't talked much about him, started 12th here tonight. He's up to the 6th spot just behind Chuck Sweeting and doing a great job keeping that nose and that car clean as well, too. Working his way up through the field here on the evening. Alex Bergeron starting to fall back now, about a half a second from Tyler Hudson, and it's not really allowing that 58 of Kenny Humpy to do anything. He's actually kind of falling off the back bumper of that 112 as well, too. Now, we're early in the run, so, maybe in the next 5 or 10 laps, we might see these guys close back in again like we did on that most recent run we had. So we'll see what will happen, but obviously the fresh tires definitely in the advantage for Tyler Hudson.
Absolutely, and you mentioned Dave Washington a little slow on the restart. Well, he's here now because he's creeping up to that back bumper of the Snap-on Camaro, and Dave's looking for a little bit of an opening here. Maybe he'll jump to the outside, maybe the inside. I think from what we've seen with Humpy's trying to several times go to the inside, it hasn't really worked. So I think you really need a good run, or you just need the guy to let you by, honestly, on the inside. I haven't really seen anyone make that work too far, except really the 01 when he took the lead of the race. So I really think that the outside line is going to be the passing lane here. And if it comes down to, when push comes to shove here, if it happens towards the end of this thing, I think these guys are going to be fighting it out for the top lane. Similar kind of to what we would see at like a Kansas, Andy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's exactly what this track bodes. We can see now the 112 starting to slow up just a little bit here. His lap time's coming down just a bit. It's allowed the 58 of Kenny Humpy and Dave Washington now to close on the back bumper. And actually, I thought the 58 would have looked to the inside there. He'll give another shot to the back bumper, the 112. Will actually look to the outside now off of turn number 4. That door will be closed, though, here. Now here they come. Kenny Humpy looking to the inside to stay behind him for the time being. So we'll see how long the patience holds out for that 58 right now. But he is there, definitely a little bit faster right now than Alex Bergeron. Just problem is can't get that preferred lane away.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing for Humpy right now, he could press against Bergeron, but the moment he kind of relaxes a little bit from doing that, Dave Washington's going to be all over him. So he's kind of pressing the attack right now because it's something he can control. Otherwise, he's going to be in the hands of the 98. So the 58 going to continue to attack the 112, trying to get past him. And meanwhile, you can see Tyler Hudson starting to get a little further and further away. He's up to 0.8 of a second now on the lead on these guys, and if these guys keep battling, it's going to continue to grow. Is Humpy now going to dive to the inside? He's going to try it again, maybe third time's the charm.
Going to try it again now into turn number 1 and try to maybe take a little bit of racetrack away from that 112, and he'll get a pretty good run right there, even though from the bottom side now we'll see how much he pinches that 112 towards the top. They almost made contact there in the corner entry. That's going to allow Kenny Humpy now nowhere to go. Lap car in front of him, the 11, finally gets out of the way, but that kills the momentum of Kenny Humpy, and he's going to have to stay side by side now with Alex Bergeron back into turn number 1 and 2. A little bit of contact right there through the corner, and it's going to keep that 58 now to the inside as they continue to battle for second.
Looking like the Kennedy Expressway out there in Chicago. All the slap traffic. Humpy going to dive right behind the 112. Now he's going to peek out again, and this time the 98 seemed like he was almost pushing him down to the inside. Humpy, though, going to drop in behind the 112. I think he knows he's got to go to the outside, and that's precisely what he's trying to do right now. Bergeron going to dive to the inside, maybe signaling, trying to let the 58 go. No, he's going to drop in front, so that's not the case. Now look at Humpy dive it way to the bottom here. I think Bergeron just let him go on that one, because now look at Dave Washington. He's diving the inside of 112 of the 112 of Bergeron. So I think Bergeron's letting these guys go. He's like, all right, fine. Go ahead, go. Race your tires out. I'm fine right here. So Kenny Humpy, you can move him up to second. Well, I thought Bergeron was going to let him go, but no, he's going to get back around the 98. So a little bit of a battle for third now.
Yeah, it'd be a battle for third. Dave Washington trying to get around him. He saw what Kenny Humpy did. Basically dove it into turn 3, washed up the racetrack right in front of him, took away that top lane. It looks like exactly what you're going to have to do to get the job done on that is to really drive it in, dive way down in, overbreak those guys up on the top side, and it worked for the 58. He's been able to pull away now. So just shows you, I think, on the long run, that 112 definitely has some short run speed. He was able to keep up with Tyler Hudson early in this run, but now falling way back here, 1.6 seconds back off the race lead, and he's allowed, once that 58's gotten by, he's actually starting to close the gap on the leader as well, too. So Dave Washington still trying to make his way around it. It keeps it a pretty good battle now for that third spot.
Yeah, absolutely, and Dave Washington still trying to hound the 112, and meanwhile Humpy has put on a little bit of a gap on these guys, and he's trying to track down the 01 of Tyler Hudson. Take a look at the laps right now, and Humpy, he's lapping, his previous lap was a 23.41, and Hudson had a 23.39, so definitely these guys are pretty close. Humpy has the faster lap out of the two overall with the 5.8 versus Tyler Hudson with the 6.9. We'll have to see times at the line. No, Humpy actually picked up, but that's because Tyler Hudson's in traffic right now. That's going to bode well for the 58 if he can catch up to that 01. The 01 just got around the 68 of Ken Sanderson again.
They did. I'm watching the battle now for third here as Dave Washington's been able to pull up next to the 112. Alex Bergeron not been able to make the pass happen just as of yet. It's not going to happen this time either as the 112 hangs on to the top side there and keeps that lane, that momentum in his favor right now. But definitely up front, it's definitely the gap's closing there. The 58 of Kenny Humpy definitely coming alive with the longer run with these older tires as they wear in. We see that on a lot of tracks, but it definitely shows up on some of these short tracks. The guys who are able to save tires early in the run, they're definitely the faster cars when it matters the most.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see the 98 just kind of riding, I think at this point. Oh, 68 going to go on the apron there. That was a little goofy, but he's going to get it straight out of 2. Not really sure what happened. Maybe he hit the apron a little bit there, Andy, but he's got it back under control now. And meanwhile, that battle's starting again for third. Dave Washington going to dive to the inside of Bergeron, and here we go again.
Yeah, same song and same dance right now to the inside, the 98 to Dave Washington looking to try to still get that spot away. Got a pretty good cushion between him and Chuck Swading just behind him, so why not give it a shot, give it a try, see if we can get that 112 sleeping on one of these laps here and get that job done and get the pass. And you can see right there, pretty good momentum off of turn number 4. It's going to keep him close, keep him honest, but it's going to still keep that 112 in that second spot. Kenny Humpy, though, closing the gap tremendously now, under half a second now as they race back into turn 3.
Absolutely. Still watching that battle with Washington. Washington almost had a good run out of turn 2 there, wasn't able to capitalize on it. But yeah, Humpy has been taking bites out of that lead by Hudson, and Humpy's now only about 0.3 back from him. So this is going to start to heat up pretty soon, and once Hudson, I think, catches this lap car, I think this is where we're going to see maybe Humpy try and make a move here. That's the 38 machine right in front of him. That car is getting ready to go a lap down, and he's actually going to get a little bit in the way. Here we go. Kenny Humpy, he's there, and this is going to be a battle for the lead down in turn 1.
Yep, he's there on the back bumper now of that 01 of Tyler Hudson, trying to get the run. He does get a pretty good run right there off of turn 2. He'll get to the back bumper of Tyler Hudson. Now the question is, how does he get around him? How does he make the pass? Does he do the same thing we saw with Alex Bergeron, or does he take his time a little bit more here? He knows Hudson's been pretty much the car to beat here so far tonight as we approach that halfway point here just in a couple of laps, and it's been awfully hard to catch him. They finally got this long green flag run. He's been able to catch him. Now the problem is trying to get around him. Still not looking for it just yet. Peeks to the inside here in 3 and 4. Only going to allow him to get pretty close to him, but they're going to label to stay side by side now at the stripe, and got ourselves our first real fight for first.
Yeah, Humpy going to dive in the inside there. Nothing doesn't look like anything going to be there. No, he's going to get the good run, roll the center of the corner, but I think Hudson's going to have the drive off. Yeah, Humpy's going to dive right back behind the 01. This is your closest battle on the track, and it's the battle for the lead. But Humpy is just stalking that 01. I think he's going to wait, maybe try the I thought he was going to try the outside, peek in the inside. I don't really know where he's going. If I were him, I'd try and jump to the outside of that 01 because that's where I've been seeing the passes all night. I think that's the place to go.
Yeah, setting him up right there, going to the high side in turn number 2. He'll get to the inside, but the 01 crowds him towards the bottom there, so Hudson doing a good job trying to hang on to it. There it comes to the inside. A pretty good run right there for Kenny Humpy. He's going to pull up side by side, and speed-wise he has an advantage, but the outside lane still to that 01 of Tyler Hudson. He'll still race it out wheel to wheel now off of turn number 2, and it's still a drag race now for that top spot.
And I just don't think there's enough mileage in these corners for that 58's line to really work. These corners are a little too short, I think. And honestly, that outside line, it just gives you such a good run. Photo at the line there. Hudson barely got him. But Andy, we're past halfway, so you know what that means.
I exactly know what that means. It's time for our iRacing Midway Race Break. Of course, brought to you by iRacing, the world leader in simulation racing here. Currently, right now, the battle for the lead, you see on your screen, Tyler Hudson hangs on to it for the time being. Kenny Humphrey going to drop back in behind him now and try to set him up once again. He runs second. Dave Washington was able to get around Alex Bergeron a few laps ago. He now runs third. Fourth goes to Chuck Sweeting. Alex Bergeron now back in that 5th spot. Craig Sykes runs 6th. 7th goes to Eric Barrow. Eric Spencer now in 8th. 9th to Paul Fugate. And Blake Haynes now in the 9 car runs 10th.
11th's going to go to the 53, Ivan Jones. Nichols is running 12th right now. Giacchi's running 13th. Ken Sanderson, 2 laps down, I'm showing running 14th. Grandel in the 11 is running 15th. Timmel's running 16th. Campbell's going to be 17th. Daniel Eberhardt, I believe, has taken his car behind the wall and I believe has called it a night. Brandon Hyther is running 19th, and Colin Bauer is running 20th.
And that has been your iRacing Midway Race Break. For more information on the wide variety of sim racing possibilities online, visit iRacing.com and sign up today. You can use the LSRTV promo code by entering PR-2016 LSRTV. When you register for a new iRacing membership, you get the late model free of charge, along with the 13 included with a first-time subscription. Again, that's PR-2016 LSRTV to get that late model free of charge. So we're past that halfway point. We got ourselves a new leader as well, too, now across the stripe right here on lap 107. But for the first time now, the 58 of Kenny Humpy to this point here, and he tries to pull away now from Tyler Hudson as those two battle it off here. Dave Washington, after battling Alex Bergeron for so many laps there, Cisco, has fallen back 3 seconds back. He was actually 3.5 a couple of laps ago, so he's been able to make up some time on these guys, but definitely that battle with the 112 has put him decidedly at a disadvantage.
Absolutely, and Kenny Humpy basically used the '05 lap car as a pick there to get by the '01 Hudson. Did a great job, and look at just how fast that 58 is. He's already put half a second on Hudson, and they're going to come across the line now. Yeah, it's going to be about half a second at the line, 0.53, I believe. So, yeah, you can see Hudson, he's pretty fast, but that 58 is showing he's got real long-run speed right now.
That's exactly what he needed, too, was a long run like this to get it going. Didn't quite have that just as of yet. This is the first long green flag run. Pit stops will probably happen, I forget when we came in, on lap 75 or so, so that we're looking probably about another 10, 15, maybe 20 laps tops for these drivers out on these. And all that does for that 58, I think, is allow him to pull ahead that much more further over Tyler Hudson before those green flag pit stops happen. And of course, with those green flag pit stops comes different strategies as well. And I'm not talking 2 tires or 4 tires. I'm talking when you come in. And the lap times these guys ran in qualifying, around a 22.5 you're looking at right now for Kenny Humpy. Right now, currently, his last lap, a 23.7. So you're roughly right now about a little bit about a half or 1 second, almost a second and a half difference on lap times as far as new tires to old tires. But at the same time, you got to think another 10 or 15 laps or so. It usually equals out to about a 2 to 2.5 second differential with new tires to old tires. So the question is going to be when they come in, who comes in first, and do they all follow?
Yeah, and do you think these guys, depending on when they pit in, I think we were talking before the broadcast about 55 laps maybe on a tank of fuel. So I'm curious, do you think anyone's going to try and stretch the tires and maybe make it, if they can make it, and try and one-stop it from here? It's definitely a risk, but it might be a risk worth it if they can save that time on pit road.
If they can, but how about the 01? Tyler Hudson saying, all right, and I've seen enough. Kenny Humpy's pulling away. I'm going to come down pit road. Kenny Humpy sees that. He comes down this time now, down pit road. So the game has started now. So it's going to put the 98 of Dave Washington now to the point. He'll lead a lap that time. How much longer does the 98 stay out on the racetrack as he watches the 2 fastest guys on the racetrack here over the course of this race already come down to make their stop? So it'll be interesting to see how much longer the 98 plays this out and stays out on the racetrack. He's going to stay out at least one more time here as they come across the line here to complete lap 114.
I don't know. It's about a second and a third difference from the fast laps I'm seeing versus what these guys are putting down now. So I'm wondering, Andy, it might be worth it to stretch it out a little bit, maybe try and risk, maybe get a caution or something like that. But either way, I'd say if you could stay out a little bit longer than these guys, you might be able to make it up. Won't have to take as much fuel. I say that. David Washington and Chuck Sweeting are hitting pit road. So I'm thinking these guys are about ready to come in now. I don't think we're going to really see fuel strategy. These guys will have to make one more stop, I think, and then they should be good to the end.
Definitely at least one more stop for these guys after this run here, but it's going to be an interesting one to see how far these guys come out. Remember, Dave Washington was about just under 4 seconds, under 4 seconds behind these guys when they decided to start making their pit stop. So we'll see what it all shakes out to when they do. The 02, though, of Craig Sykes, still on the racetrack, still has yet to come down to make his pit stop this time. He leads the race as we go right now.
Tyler Hudson, we have disaster. Tyler Hudson's back on pit road.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see him back on pit road now, so definitely not what the 01's looking for.
I wonder if maybe they forgot to fuel that car. I'm not sure. It looks like they're just sitting in there for right now. That or maybe a speeding penalty on exit, perhaps. But either way, that's going to knock the 01 right out of this thing. He's going to need a caution at least. I mean, we're talking 23-second laps by the leaders. He's at least going to be a lap down when he comes back out.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a couple laps down. That's what he's shown right now. So it's going to take a lot for the 01 to make all this time up. We'll have to see if we can not get word of what happened, but definitely something happened there. He had to come back down pit road. Maybe he didn't get all the fuel in the car either. That could have been a problem. We've seen people have glitch issues like that within the service where you'll come down, maybe even forgot to check the fuel box. So a lot of things could have happened there. We'll just, at this point, we're just speculating as just behind him, basically the lead will go back to Kenny Humpy. He is trying to chase him down right now. Probably won't catch him the fresh tires on that 01 should be able to keep him out ahead of him so he doesn't go down yet another lap. But Tyler Hudson, who had been dominating this race, the first half of the race, right now 2 laps down, shown in the 13th place. Still out on the racetrack, though, the 9 of Blake Haynes, the 6 of Jake Nichols, still yet to come down pit road to make their stops. And those guys definitely probably trying to push it to make it only on one more stop. We said, or you mentioned, that there could be some people that try that strategy, and right now it looks like 2 cars basically are trying to do that right now, and it's going to be quite some time. I'm looking at the differential, though, with Kenny Humpy and Dave Washington. It's 10 seconds now, so you can see the difference of staying out 3 laps longer. It definitely puts you at a disadvantage, so Dave Washington, a lot of time to make up. Definitely hoping probably for a caution at some point here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to be hoping on a caution. But, yeah, I think once the lead cycles back around to the 58, he's basically got no one around him. I mean, like you said, Dave Washington way back there. Dave's got a little bit of company. The 26 came down with him on pit road. So the 98 and the 26, that's going to be probably your closest battle, I would believe, for position. So we'll have to keep an eye on those two. The 26 definitely looking to have a great night tonight. Has already been on a rally from, like we said, 11th to 5th, and he's been right in there. And I think once it cycles around, he's going to be about 3rd, and that's a great run for that 26.
Oh, it definitely is. I believe he was 5th on that restart that we had some 50 or 60 laps ago. Just about 50 laps ago now. So, no, we had a restart on lap 71, it was, I believe. So, definitely a good time for him, and a great job by him so far in this one here, able to, at least right now, currently run in that 5th spot. Kenny Humpy has taken over the race lead as Blake Haynes has come down pit road, as well as the 16 of Jake Nichols. So those guys did. The cycle has come full circle now. Kenny Humpy remains your race leader here on lap number 125. We're going to take a short break right here. We'll go LSRTV non-stop so you don't miss any of the action as well. It's the Lions Club International Foundation 200 here at Iowa, right here on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
While lions are notorious for their voracious appetites, they spend a great deal of time feeding other creatures. In fact, lions will take great care to ensure there's plenty to go around. As you can see, they keep giving with utter ferocity. Bravo, lions, and bon appetit. Do good, be a lion.
Welcome back here to the Iowa Speedway. It's the LCIF 200 here on LSRTV and iRacing Live. Andy Kessler, Cisco Scaramuza bringing you the call here tonight. Caution out once again, this time with some lap traffic happening right in front of the 58 of Kenny Humpy. The 01 of Tyler Hudson making contact with the 68 machine, and it sent the 01 for a nice little spin there, 3 and 4. Brings out the caution flag once again. This is exactly what Jay Washington, Chuck Sweeting needed. Close the gap up on Kenny Humpy in that 58. We'll see now with fresh tires. Is everybody down pit road? 4 tires and fuel for everyone. And we'll be able to reset everything up once again, Cisco, and it should make it pretty interesting. I think at this point we'll see exactly what the 98 and 26 have for Kenny.
Absolutely, and Chuck Sweeting had a valiant effort there trying to beat the 98 off pit road. Wasn't quite able to do it, but a great job nonetheless from Sweeting to get out there at 13:77. So now it looks like Sweeting's got the Wheaties pit crew for tonight. I don't know, but either way, Kenny Humpy is going to be your leader of the race, and Burrell, it looks like, did he... Either that was a blistering stop by the 14, or I'm not really sure how that scoring was working right now. It looks like he's come back down pit road, so he might have just stayed out.
Yeah, we'll see what it does. A few cars still out there, laps down right now because of those green flag pit stops.
Okay.
Has put some of these guys, a couple of guys, one lap down. Looks like 4 cars looking to get back on the lead lap. We had only 6 cars on the lead lap after that green flag round of pit stops, so this will put at least 4 more back on there, give us about 10 cars on the lead lap when we get back under the green flag conditions. A quickie yellow right there after a green flag pit stop, and it's allowed the gap to close now for these front runners, and we'll get this opportunity, like I said, to see exactly what the 98 and what the 26 have now, if they have anything for that 58 of Kenny Humpy once he taking the lead over from Tyler Hudson. Of course, the problems the 01 had on pit road as well, too. He is right now scored 1 lap down in the 12th spot. So Tyler Hudson still has some work to do. He's got plenty of time to do it. We'll cross the line right here. We'll still have 70 laps to go here in this race. So there's plenty of time for him to make up some ground, salvage a decent position. He gets a caution at the right time. He can get himself back on the lead lap. Then, from there, with the driving skill and the speed that he's had here tonight, I definitely see no problem for him getting at least back up into the top 5 before this thing is over. And who knows? You never know. He could be battling for that race win on the last lap as well, too. So we'll see how it all plays out. But right now, quick running order: Kenny Humpy, Dave Washington, Chuck Sweeting, Alex Bergeron, and Craig Sykes will be your top 5 for the restart here. Alex Bergeron has done a great job hanging on to that up towards the front here in the top 5, and we saw some great speed out of him in the short runs, but definitely, just like it plagued him last Wednesday night, Cisco, the long runs just seemed to not find the 112.
Yeah, absolutely, and we talked about he's got a lot of talent. I don't think he has as much time in the sim that I think he would like to kind of develop that, but we're definitely got to keep an eye on that 112. A little bit of a programming note coming up this week. A couple of races coming up on tomorrow night. You can catch the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series as they're going to return, I believe. They are headed to Daytona, if my schedule is correct. No, actually, they're going to be rerunning the race from the rainout that we had 1 week ago in Michigan. So they're going to be having that. Then Tuesday night, you can catch Evan Pasoko calling the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series powered by iRacing. Wednesday, we have the night off. And Thursday, you can catch the Domino's TYJ Racing Cup Series as they're going to be back in action. Friday night, you can catch the iSuper Speedway as they're going to have their big finale on Friday night, so be sure to tune in for that. You got the Spirit of VLN, which you can catch on Race Spot TV with myself. That's Saturday night, and then the United Sim Racing Truck Series is also going to be on Saturday night. Lots of racing action coming up. Green flag back in the air, and Kenny Humpy is gone.
Yeah, great jump by him. Dave Washington, pretty good jump for him as well. Looks like Chuck Sweeting struggled just a bit on that restart. He'll lose a spot right there to the 112, Alex Bergeron. So Dave Washington into the second spot there, and we'll see what he can do if he can catch that 58 here, either on the short run or the long run here. Lap number 134 going up on the board now, and we'll see where these guys will all pan out. Pretty good battle, though. The 68, the lap car there, trying to get out of the way. The 14, Eric Barrel. Right now in the 6th spot, he just lost the 5th spot to the 02. Craig Sykes trying to hang on to that spot, and then you got lap traffic all mingled in with everybody else here. Blake Haynes as well in that 9 car. We saw him stay out on that long run to lead some laps and try to make this on one more stop, but it definitely hurt him as well. Tyler Hudson in the 12th spot. 1 lap down, contact with the 53, and it looks like we'll have a caution out. Oh, that was a good one. I was just kind of going through the field, kind of getting where everybody was, but the 53 of Ivan Jones and the 01 of Tyler Hudson make some contact right there, and the 53 getting the worst deal of that one right there. Nose first into that outside wall there in turns 1 and 2.
Absolutely. Replay coming up right now. We're going to get that for you on screen, and it's going to happen around the 01 at Tyler Hudson. And looks like 51, 53 came up, 01 came down, a little bit of both there, maybe, Andy?
Yeah, a little bit there. Maybe running out of racing room all and just making some contact. Obviously, damage on the 01 from that earlier accident that he was caught up in is definitely not helped him at all here in this late going here. Pit road's open, and it doesn't look like it looks like it's going to be a mixed batch right here. Looks like the 112 of Alex Bergeron going to lead third, fourth, and fifth at least down pit road. At 14 comes down pit road. Paul Fugate, Jake Nichols, Eric Spencer. Looks like the rest of the top runners here in the lead lap will come down pit road. So just Kenny Humpy, David Washington decided to stay out, use the track position, and obviously only a couple laps under that green flag condition. Probably two of the best guys, I would say, if they're going to stay out on older tires. They're the two guys that could probably get it done. So we'll see what happens, obviously, once everything cycles through and we get back to the green flag action. But a couple other drivers probably looking to get a lap back. Not going to happen this time right now with those two guys staying out on the racetrack right there. And it looks like, I think Blake Haynes in the 9 was of the lucky dog right there. So he'll get back on the lead lap, put us with 11 cars now on the lead lap here for this one. Tyler Hudson right now would be the only car showing one lap down, so that puts him in a position for the lucky dog if we were to have another caution on this one. So we're getting closer and closer to the finish of this one, and I think what we've seen so far here, we've had some, I guess, medium-sized runs, if you want to call it, maybe half a fuel run. We've seen a couple of those. We've seen a couple little quickie yellows. But we've also had that one long run that we've had a full cycle of green flag pit stops with as well, too. And, two of the cars probably that showed the most strength, I would say, with the older tires as the run went on were definitely the 58 and the 98. I'll throw in the 26 of Chuck Sweeting as well because he was right there in the mix with those guys, too. But I definitely think over the course of that long run, probably the two fastest guys are definitely the ones out front right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But I like this call by the 112 and the 26. They really didn't lose any ground coming down pit road. I mean, they came in third and fourth and left third and fourth. So, and these guys have two right side tires that are just a little bit better than that 98 and the 58. That might just give them a little bit of an extra edge, Andy.
It might. I mean, you know what? Knowing Dave Washington and as much as we've done covered races with him being in it as well, I definitely think that, he might give up a spot or two here on this restart, just knowing that eventually the tires will even themselves out and he'll get them back. So I'm sure it'll be interesting to see. It's definitely going to be something different. But how about a couple of our other sponsors that helped out with all this, getting this all off the ground here for this week? The Racing Warehouse. You can check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/the Racing Warehouse. Go over there, give them a like on Facebook, and check out all the action going on that. NAC Tech Solutions, they're a company based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and they are the best for all your computer repair needs. You can visit them at newagecharlotte.com. Lots of action going on and off the racetrack. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that has to go on to put on these cool events like this. The first annual, of course, Lions Club International Foundation 200 right here, right now. 200 laps. It's been a great race so far, and we're getting closer and closer when we get this green flag action here, Cisco, that we're going to have only 60 laps left to go in this thing. So one pit stop, that's about what it's going to be. Some of these guys might even be able to stretch it out and make it to the end.
And speaking of the Lions Club, a little bit of a voice crack there. Speaking of the Lions Club, how about Paul? He's been kind of lurking all day today. Started 13th up to 6th. Keep an eye on that 44 because I don't think he's done today. And definitely this is his charity event. And I think he'd like to have a good showing for the title sponsor there. He's got Lions Club on the car. I think he wants to have a good race out here.
Yeah, he's done a great job keeping that nose clean. Minding his own business, picking them off when he can, and when he can't, just staying in line. And it's done a great job for him so far, sitting 7th here in this restart. Pace car off, no time wasted there. Just as we talk about the 44 and Paul Fugate, he's actually going to miss the start there just a little bit and actually jumble up the bottom line. But Just like I said on the restart, the 112, Alex Bergeron able to get around the 98 of Dave Washington. Everybody's up to speed. Everybody's single file now back into turn number 3, but those 4 fresh tires on that 112. This is kind of what I thought would happen here. As you see Washington now looking like he's got the 26 now on his back bumper. I said he might give up a couple spots here in this early opening couple laps of this restart, but look for him over the long run to probably at least get him back. But so far, so good. Single file throughout, but Alex Bergeron looking for a sniff of the lead.
Yeah, absolutely, and I kind of forgot I was the second announcer there. But Dave Washington has got a boot full of Chuck Sweeting right there, and Chuck Sweeting has brought along some friends to try and race that 98, and this is going to be a little bit interesting here. A couple of these cars really haven't been up this far in the field tonight, and Sykes has been kind of lurking, and just kind of been lurking behind the field here, and how about Barrel's just kind of basically gone through all sorts of different things. He started 12th all the way up to 5th, so he's having a great run right now. Sweeting's just been doing a great job all night, and a lot of these guys have just been, like you said, able to keep their nose clean and stayed up here. Meanwhile, Paul, looks like we jinxed him on the restart there. He's fallen back to 8th, so sorry about that, Paul.
Yeah, we apologize for that one, Paul, but I think he was caught sleeping there on that restart. I don't think he thought the 58 was going to go as soon as that pace car left, but that is what happened, but able to still be in the top 10 right now for that 44, so we'll see if he can get a couple more of those spots back here on this run. Completing lap 145 this time by 55 laps left to go in this one. They're cranking down pretty quick here. Alex Bergeron was right there, but now starting to pull away is the 58 of Kenny Humpy. 3-4 car lengths now off of turn number 2. Dave Washington kind of falling off just a little bit there on this run, but he's been able to separate himself from Chuck Sweeting now since these laps start ticking away. It'll be probably about 5 or 10 laps before the tires basically equal themselves out here, so we'll see if that 98 can start reeling the top 2 in here in the next 10 laps or so here. But Kenny Humpy definitely showing the way here late in the going. His biggest nemesis, I would have to say, would have been Tyler Hudson, but of course the difficulties that Tyler had during those green flag stops had to come back down a second time. Of course, we just speculated basically maybe a speeding penalty or possibly a not getting enough fuel in that car, but something happened. He's 1 lap down in 11th right now in that position to get that lucky dog if we would have another caution here in this one. Alex Bergeron been able to close the gap over the last couple of laps now. It's about 3 car lengths now as they exit turn number 4.
Yeah, absolutely, and Bergeron's been kind of hounding the leaders of this race all night long. He did to Tyler Hudson the first half of this race, and now he's doing it to Kenny Humpy. So I think Bergeron's basically that car. You just can't get rid of him. He keeps, and with those 2 tires he took on the pit stop there, at 112, I think he's going to be, he's been in second basically all night, really hasn't led the race for too long. But honestly, he's probably saving his tires a little bit riding behind that 58, trying to get an idea of how that 58's driving. So I'd say if this stays green, I like that 112. I think he might be saving a little bit more than that 58. We see him charging up to the 58, though, so we'll have to see if this starts to get a little bit interesting. But that 112, he's definitely shown he's got a ton of speed. We'll have to see if the right side tires will be able to maybe curb some of that tire degradation that we saw out of that car earlier on. So if that happens, I think if he can get a little bit better tire wear this time because of those fresh tires, I think he's going to be right up there with Humpy.
Yeah, he might be. Still about a car length and a half now, the separation, maybe 2 car lengths now as they come across the start-finish line to work on lap number 152. How about wanting to get involved with some of this racing? How about a sim rig? How about Carolina SimWorks? They were formed out of passion of automobile racing and PC gaming technology. Their mission is to provide sim racers with a complete solution for today's latest simulations. They strive to provide excellent products using top quality parts for their PCs and cockpits. Carolina SimWorks are also a partner with Driven Steering Wheels to offer you a realistic driving experience. No toy wheels here. No matter if your budget is big or small, they'll work with you to find the perfect setup that works for you. So lots of things that go into this. How about this? Alex Bergeron, a little bit of trouble last couple of laps, and that 2 car length lead or separation that he had is now about 6 or 7, maybe 10 now as they exit turn number 2.
Yeah, and I just hope I did not put the curse on them. And the commentator's curse has been rampant all day today. If you watch Le Mans, you'll know the commentator curse there had a huge effect on the finish of that race. So you got to be careful here who you talk about, Andy. And I think we got to stop mentioning people and how good they're running, because it doesn't seem to be working right now.
It never works for me. That's why I never do it. I never call out
Andy,
anybody
who do you
now
think's going to win? I mean,
to be a winner anymore. So I just think these guys are doing a great job. But I think the tire wear is starting to come into Alex Bergeron as well. Dave Washington been patient. He's been able to close the gap now in the 112 here over the long run. Hasn't really been able to close any gap now to Kenny Humpy. Definitely in a different zip code at this point here in the race when we're coming down to about 45 laps to go right now. So still one more pit stop probably on the docket for these guys. Some drivers towards the back stages of the top 10, maybe guys like Blake Haynes who were able to stay out longer on that green flag run that we had. Maybe guys like him decide to maybe see if they can, maybe stay out there and maybe steal a win away.
Well, Andy, you're the crew chief out of the two of us here. You know, you got to be thinking about it. Short pit, would it be an option? Maybe short pit, bank on a caution. Would that be maybe a strategy here some of these guys might be playing?
Well, you can play that call, but at the same time, you got to remember, a short pit or not, you're going to go down a lap here. So if you go down a lap and the rest of the guys don't come down, you're pretty much out of the fight. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think guys like Alex Bergeron, Dave Washington, Chuck Sweeting, they're basically going to stay out. If they see the 58 come down, then they'll probably follow suit as well. But other guys, like I said, maybe a little bit out of this. Blake Haynes back in 10th. For those guys, we saw how long him and the 0-2 of Greg Sykes stayed out on that long green flag run we had. They stayed out almost 10 laps longer than everybody else. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple guys further back in the field like that to possibly try to make it all the way to the end, even if they have to save for a few laps. So we'll see what happens with that, obviously, as we click these laps by. Almost 40 to go this next time by, and Dave Washington, he's closed that gap now on Alex Bergeron. He's actually closed the gap to Kenny Humpy as well. It's down to 1.1 seconds now.
Yeah, and someone in the comments pointed out that the 112 might have been saving a little bit there, falling back to the 98. He didn't really have to race the 58. He must be trying maybe to save tires a little bit here. But now that 112, he's got the 98 right behind him. And well, Andy, I'm going to tap in here. You are the crew chief for that 98 car on Monday nights. Well, what do you think's going through the mind of that driver right now?
Oh, right now I'd be telling him to just stay patient, but he's at the same time, the lap times he's putting up and the amount of time he's been able to close actually on the race leader has been faster than Kenny Humpy over the last 4 or 5 laps. I would definitely have to say you got to be patient getting around to 112, but you got to do it as quick as possible, I think. I think the longer that he stays behind him or battles him side by side is definitely going to put him at a disadvantage trying to catch the 58, but Dave's done a great job, I think, managing the tires here on these long runs that we've been able to have, and I think it's only going to help him as we continue on here in this one here. He's caught up to the back bumper, and it's actually closed the gap now, under a second now for Dave Washington to your race leader, and he's put himself about 0.6 now ahead of Chuck Sweeting, so he's probably in a pretty comfortable spot right now where he doesn't really have too much pressure behind him. But I really think he's got to get around that 112 as quick as possible if he wants a chance to run down that 58.
Well, you say he doesn't really have a whole lot of pressure from behind, but Chuck Sweeting has been taking bites into his gap with Dave Washington. So I think that 26 decided, hey, it's go time. It's go time. It's time to go. So he's gonna maybe try and catch up to that 98, or maybe the 98's getting held up by the 112 a little bit. Either way, the 26, I mean, he picked up, from what I could tell, at least a 10th there on Dave that last time by. So that 26, his car's starting to come to him. So it's going to be a little bit interesting. I like that 26. I think he might be a little bit of a dark horse here. I'm not picking him, though. I'm not picking him. I'm just saying he has a shot.
He absolutely does. I'll put these top 4 guys right now, any one of them, obviously, with a shot to win this one here tonight. We're closing in closer and closer to the end, almost 30 laps to go, and these guys are starting to reel in your leader as well, Kenny Humpy, on the long run here, trying to hang on to what he's got for a race lead. Dave Washington just can't find the way, can't find that lane. It's so hard to get the preferred lane on the 112 of Alex Bergeron. He's caught into the back bumper. He's going to look to the inside here in the turns number 1 and 2, and that 112 actually maybe overshot the corner there. He's going to hang on to that spot for the time being, but you got to be careful when you're making those moves like that. You're going to allow that 26 to come up into the picture. And right there, Dave Washington actually going to surrender the top side to Chuck Sweeting. He's going to come down pit road. Here comes the 98. He's going to make his final stop here in lap 167.
And you talked about it. Last time we had green flag pit stops, it was Washington and Humpy, and it was inverse this time. It was inverse last time, and Humpy was able to pull out a big gap on Washington, and now it's going to be reverse. So this should, in theory, based on how we've been seeing the timing, this will give Dave the lead because he wasn't really far back in that 58, and Humpy's going to stay out for yet another lap. So is it too early for Dave? Is maybe Dave trying the short pit strategy here, or is he thinking it's time to come in now and maybe try and split the run in half?
I think that's exactly what the 98's doing right there. Split the run in half. Probably figured these other guys will not make it the whole way, so he's going to make his stop. He's going to get the fresh tires, and he's going to give himself an opportunity, although scored 1 lap down right now as Kenny Humpy comes to complete lap number complete 169. It's going to give us 31 laps left to go here, and green flag pit stops already started for our front runners. Chuck Sweeting, though, how about the speed out of that 26 machine here? The four tires that he has along with the 112. And of course, they both came down pit road at the same time, but look at the speed he's carrying right now off of turn number 4, and he's going to close right to the back bumper of that 112 right now. They'll head back into turn number 1 and 2. 30 laps to go, and take hopefully what could be our last break of our own right here is who's still battling. How about we stick it out and see if Chuck Sweeting can get around the 112 Alex Bergeron. He's going to give it a fighting effort in turns 3 and 4. He's going to come out of it, though, side by side now for that second spot. And the longer they do this, the quicker that 58 pulls further and further ahead here. Chuck Sweeting still trying to dig on that bottom side, Cisco, but like we've seen all night long, the top side has the advantage.
Yeah, he just can't get the run through the corner. I just don't think the corner's long enough for him to get a good enough run diving it in like he is. It might have worked at a cookie cutter, 1.5 miles maybe, but here at the short track, I just don't think he can get a good enough run through there.
So the battle is kind of quieted down just a little bit. We're going to take our final break. We'll bring you to the conclusion of this one here tonight at Iowa. It's the LCIF 200. You're watching it on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
While lions are notorious for their voracious appetites, they spend a great deal of time feeding other creatures. In fact, lions will take great care to ensure there's plenty to go around. As you can see, they keep giving with utter ferocity. Bravo, lions, and bon appetit. Do good. Be a lion.
Welcome you back here to Iowa Speedway. It's the LCIF 200, the Lions Club International Foundation. And we're getting set to bring you to the end of this one. Kenny Humpy right now been leading the way here with just about 21 laps left to go in this one. Andy Kessler, Cisco Scaramuza bringing you the call here tonight. And it's been a fun race. Some strategy going on right now, though. Dave Washington, one of those guys, he was in the top three, came down pit road, decided to short pit on this one here. He's got the fresher tires. He's definitely running faster laps than these guys. And if they do come down pit road, guys like Kenny Humpy and Chuck Sweeting and Alex Bergeron is definitely going to put that advantage to the 98 of Dave Washington, as he currently shows one lap down in the 10th spot here. Alex Bergeron did a great job, or he's been doing a great job hanging on to that second spot. Chuck Sweeting's been trying to take it away from him for probably about 15 laps or so now, but Cisco just can't get it done on the bottom side. And see him even get these runs like he's got right now off of two and down the back straightaway. He gets inside, but the problem is just not enough track for him to come off the corner with enough speed to keep that position.
Yeah, and he was using the bumper a little bit liberally there earlier on, and just letting the 112, nothing aggressive really, just letting them know, hey, you know, I am here and I am keeping up with you. Now the 26 is actually going to dive to the inside. He might actually pull it off there. Yes, he is. Looks like the 112 was able to finally lost that battle of the 26, and that might give Sweeting here the opportunity to try and track down what he can of that 58. But you got to wonder, if you're the 26, number one, can you make it on fuel? And if you can't, you want to try and pit now and maybe try and get Humpy on the difference there?
Well, I mean, that would be what you'd hope to do, but I think at this point here, I think the cards have been played. If these guys come down pit road like we see the Alex Bergeron do right now, the advantage goes to the 98 of Dave Washington the more these laps tick off here. So I really think, I still think there's a couple guys out there right now, guys like Craig Sykes in the 02, maybe the 14 of Eric Barlow, maybe even Jake Nichols, that decide to stay out and see how far, if they can make it to the end or even save some fuel and make it. I think they're going to maybe possibly try, but here comes Greg Sykes now in the 02 from fourth place. He'll come down pit road to make his pit stop. So honestly, I think at this point of the race, the short pit, I think it's definitely going to be playing to the favor of the 98 as long as it stays green.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sykes, of course, had a great run. He's having a great run all night. Basically been a top 5 car all night. Really hasn't made a whole lot of noise. Started 5th. He's running 7th, we're showing right now, but he was running 5th before cars started coming down pit road. So Sykes had a great night, but we're going to jump back up to the 58 of Kenny Humpy, and we just gotta keep an eye on that car and figure out when is he coming down to pit road. Do you think he's banking on a caution maybe? He's hoping maybe he can trap some of these guys like Dave Washington down a lap or something like that?
I tell you, we almost had one. The 68, actually, of Ken Sanderson was sideways on the apron, but that happened right in front of Kenny Humpy in the leader, but it was down off the apron, so no caution. He's able to get it going in the right direction. So I think fortunate right there for Dave Washington that a caution didn't come out. But for guys like Kenny Humpy and Chuck Sweeting that are still out on the racetrack, they probably wanted to see it right there. But right now, Dave Washington, he's actually making his way up to the leader to unlap himself right now. He's up to the 7th spot, one lap down, and closing in on the back bumper of Kenny Humpy rather quickly here. Work down closer and closer to the finish of this one here. Just about 12 laps to go here. Coming to 11 to go, so not a lot of time. Obviously, Dave Washington going to get unlapped right here as he makes his way to Kenny Humpy's back bumper at the start-finish line, but the problem right here now is I don't think in 10 laps that 98 can get all the way back around the racetrack.
And you gotta wonder, could Kenny Humpy be playing the Alexander Rossi card here? Maybe he can be close to making it, and he's hoping he could just clutch it in for the rest of the race here, maybe even coast across the line here. We're gonna have to see, but they're gonna get 10 laps to go here, so it's starting to get to crunch time for that 58. And if you're Kenny Humpy, Andy, if you're staying out this long, I don't think he would have stayed out this long unless he thought he could make it. So he's got to be saving a ton of fuel in that Camaro. and I think he's made his bet at this point.
Yeah, at this point here, coming to 9 to go this time by, I definitely think he probably thought about it when he saw that 98 come down to pit road. He probably thought, well, do I come down pit road or do I try to, make it to the end here? And obviously, just running out of laps. I think obviously the speed's there for the 98, but he's running out of laps. He's running out of time to make it all the way back around here to catch up to.
Look at the RPM. Sorry to cut you off there, Andy, but we took a look at on board with the 58, and sure enough, you can see him going down into turn 1. He goes from about 7-8 grand on the tack, goes to about 1,200, and you know what that means? He's kicking it out, he's clutching it in, saving gas. That is the game plan. The 58, he's going to try and win this on fuel mileage. The question is, number 1, can he make it? And Chuck Sweeting's about 6.5 seconds back. I don't think he's going to be a threat. So it's going to be, I think it's going to come down to if that 58 can make it.
Yeah, Chuck Sweeting obviously doing the same thing, I think, at this point, because he was within a second and a half. But you can really see he's way off the pace right now. You see these other cars flying right by him. Right now, the 14 who made his pit stop, Eric Barrow, he's now making his way around Chuck Sweeting. So Chuck Sweeting definitely on the fuel-saving mode as well, too. Dave Washington back on the lead lap. He's 20 seconds back. He's trying to make his way around Paul Fugate now. That would be for 5th spot. So he's definitely made up a lot of ground. He probably has an opportunity, I think, to at least get back up to 3rd, honestly, with Jake Nichols just coming off of turn 4, hitting the start-finish line right now. So Dave Washington has an opportunity to get himself a top 3, even with that extra pit stop.
Those fresh tires he's on right now, but 5 laps to go for the 58, and Humpy is going to try and do what Toyota tried to do and couldn't do, and try and make it to the end of the race on 1 stop. So they're going to try and make it, and that's a tall order, though, for the 58.
That absolutely is. Comes across the line right here. 4 laps to go for Kenny Humpy, trying to get the job done, trying to get the win, trying to get the $50, a trophy, and a DSD sequential shifter as well, too, for the race winner. He's trying to get all that done. Chuck Sweeting trying to hang on to 2nd place, get himself a $35 prize as well, too. So some other guys, though, trying to get up in here. Dave Washington trying to get up to the top 3 after making that pit stop's only shown about 2.5 seconds now off of the 16 of Jake Nichols. He's running out of time to try to get that spot here. So we got 3 laps to go. Kenny Humpy now off turn 2.
Yeah, and it's coming down to the point. I think if Kenny's able to get to turn 3 on the final lap, I think he could run out there and he'd be okay. But we're watching that car right now. He is very slow. He is saving all the gas he can. 2 laps to go, and crew chief is on the box right now. He's got no fingernails left because I think they've all been chewed off.
Yeah, you're absolutely right here. Coming down, trying to get the white flag, the final lap, and trying to get the job done here. Kenny Humpy trying to win the LCIF 200 here as he's going to let the 02 now, Greg Sykes, get around him. But the white flag's going to show here one more time around, 7/8 of a mile for Kenny Humpy for the win.
Yeah, and we took a look at Dave really quick there, and I don't think he'll be able to pass the 16 in time. But either way, Humpy through turn 2 for the final time. And Andy, I think he's going to make it.
Yeah, looks like he is going to make it here. Works his way through 3 and 4. Just enough fuel. The strategy worked. Kenny Humpy is going to win the LCIF 200 here in Iowa.
And a great job for that team. A great win for Humpy. Chuck Sweeting is going to come home 2nd place, and it's going to be close at the line. No, Dave got him. Yeah, Dave got him coming out of turn 2, and it looks like the 16 may be out of gas. He's way off the pace. So that 98 is going to come home 3rd, and close, but no cigar for the 98. Great run for him, but just the strategy call was not the correct one.
I think the 58's out of fuel. He doesn't even have any fuel to do a burnout here. Closed it into pit road. So the strategy worked. The timing worked. The 58 of Kenny Humpy gets the job done. He gets the win here. The first annual Lions Club International Foundation 200 right here at Iowa. Kenny Humpy, your winner. We'll take a moment. We'll step aside. We'll come back for the LSRTV post-race show. Hopefully we'll talk to your winner and the other top 3 finishers here on the night. Of course, we'll talk to Paul Fugate as well, who put all of this together for the Lions Club International as well. You've been watching it right here on LSRTV and iRacing Live. We'll be back in just a moment.
For iRacing to get Le Mans is huge. I mean, this is a unique event, a unique track where, you know, half of the track is public road, so you can never test on it, you never get experience on it, and it's 8 miles in length, 4-minute lap time in a GT car. So, you know, even if you're here for an hour of testing, that's only 15 laps, and you're only going to see the corner 15 times that day. The first section going through the Dunlop area is pretty unique. You know, it's got elevation change and off camber. Then you go down Mulsanne into the chicanes, and you know, the straights are unbelievably long. It's a tricky track, and you know, every year I've come here, this being my 4th year, you learn something new every time.
We've wanted to add Le Mans to iRacing for a long time, and we've really been working hard towards it for the last 5 years. But really, things only came together in the last week leading up to this race, so it was a real scramble to put everything together. The majority of Le Mans is public roads, so when they're preparing for the 24-hour race, it's really the only time that we can visit to laser scan and photograph the track so that we can recreate it in iRacing. We work closely with the ACO to get essentially exclusive access to the facility and everything that we needed to get the laser scanning and photographic reference that we need to create the track. We were very fortunate to be at Le Mans at the most important time of the year and gain that experience of being there. And we're going to really do the best we can to put that into our work and making sure that the Le Mans in iRacing is the best Le Mans, the most exciting and accurate recreation of the track possible.
Excited to be here at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca this weekend and driving in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Right before this, on Tuesday, we announced that I'll be driving in the Indy 500, in the 100th running of the Indy 500 for KV Racing Technologies, sponsored by Indiana Donor Network, and a campaign that's all about organ donation and honoring those that were organ donors. Yeah, excited to be for the month of May that's around the corner and driving the number 25 Driven to Save Lives Chevrolet for KV Racing Technologies. We're actually driving in the iRacing 24 Hours of Daytona, which was a long 24 hours. My eyes were a bit sore after that, staring at the screen for a long time. But one of the teammates there has helped me actually design the livery for the car. And really thankful to Michael Peters for all the time he's put into designing what I think is a really cool looking livery. I've actually been using the iAdvanced Motorsport Simulator that Darren Manning set up. Beautiful system, beautiful setup. So it's as realistic as you can get, and be running a few laps to get the visual references down when he hit the track on May 16th. Yeah, I'd encourage everyone to check out and follow the number 25 Driven to Save Lives car in May, and also visit the driventosavelives.org website, where you can find out a little bit more about my story and also Justin's story, which is the reason why this all became. I never even knew about organ donation, never really gave it much thought until last August when he lost Justin, and his heroic act of being an organ donor saved 5 lives. Really got to see the impact that was able to make, and through a very hard time, just the impact that had, not just in the 5 lives that he saved, but also people since that have similar stories, similar tragedies that happen in their life, and they've been through a very similar thing, and also people reaching out and saying that they became a donor because of that. And that goes beyond saving 5 lives. That could save more than that. So it's just carrying on Justin's legacy, and just really happy to be promoting that foundation.
Welcome you back to Iowa Speedway. It's the LSRTV post-race show. Myself, Andy Kessler, Cisco Scaramuza, bringing you a call here tonight. The first annual LCIF 200, the Lions Club International Foundation. And what a great one it was here. Fuel strategy came down the end of it. Kenny Humpy picks up the win. Chuck Sweeting came home in the second spot. Dave Washington will rally after making that extra pit stop. He will finish in the third spot here. We'll talk to those guys in just a moment. We'll finish off our full field rundown here. Jake Nichols finished in the 4th spot. 5th went to Greg Sykes. Eric Spencer finished in the 6th spot. Last car on the lead lap, Paul Fugate. Great run for him. He'll finish in the 7th spot. 8th goes to Eric Barrow. Alex Bergeron in the 112, a top 3 car all night long. He'll come home in the 9th spot. 10th goes to Blake Haynes.
11th is going to go to Kianki in the 38. Ken Sanderson is going to finish 12th. Timmel's going to finish 13th. Grandel is going to finish 14th. Tyler Hudson is going to finish 15th. Heither is going to finish 16th. Ivan Jones will finish 17th. Campbell's going to finish 18th. Daniel Eberhardt is going to finish 19th. And Colin Bauer is going to round out your 20-car field.
That they are. 20 cars made the field, and a good race we had overall here on this one here. We're going to swing it down here down in Victory Lane, and we'll try to catch up with our winner of the night here, Kenny Humpy. And Kenny, what point of the race there at the end there did you say, I'm not going to pit, I'm going to try to make this to the end?
That's a hard question to ask. I know about like 10 laps into the run. I wasn't quite sure how far we could go. We had like a little bit smaller tank with the fuel restrictions on it. And I was, I wasn't quite sure how many laps we could actually go. And then, 10 laps in, the kind of numbers started coming together, and I seen that I was short. And I figured, may as well save and try to stretch it out and just try to manage, the lead a little bit in case a caution did come out and, I didn't get trapped on pit road, but definitely worked out in our favor.
Yeah, it definitely did. Obviously, had to save a lot of fuel in that one. You had one guy that was up in the top 3 with you, pretty much following you through the whole night there, Dave Washington. He did decide to pit. He came down, got the 4 tires. He was able to rally back to a 3rd-place finish, so it worked out for him. But I know with the short pit strategy, being how close he was to you, once he did pit, if you didn't pit in the next couple of laps, it would probably made it a lot difficult for you to catch him or even surrender that anyway. So at that point, staying out probably definitely worked for you. But you're able to do it. Not a bad way to kick off a Sunday night here and get the win and pick up a set of pedals.
To win this race, and I got to thank Paul and everybody who puts this on for the Lions Foundation, and I'm just proud to be a part of it. And hopefully, we got 20 guys in here, I saw, and hopefully we can kind of spread the word around a little bit more and get some more guys involved in this, because it's such a great cause to be involved with, and to come out here and run a race and have some fun, on a Sunday night, like you said, here on Father's Day, which, by the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. But to come out here, and have fun, and then do it for a cause like that, and all my winnings for my cash winnings are definitely just going to go straight back to the Lions Club. So it's pretty cool, and glad to be able to donate this for such a good cause.
That's what it's all about. A gracious way for you. You'll still get a trophy out of it, though, and like I said, a shifter. I'm not sure though if you'll need one of those either. But anyway, you get the job done. You get to come out here, have a lot of fun, Kenny. It's a little bit different. A different venue for you, I guess, to say when you get the NASCAR PK Antifreeze Series getting back underway for you guys after this break you've had, but a little different of an atmosphere for you, a different track you normally don't see, plus the fixed setup, though. I'm sure it was a lot of fun for you.
Well, definitely, just to, get away from, like, the peak side of things, kind of come in here and do something that's a little relaxing. You don't have to worry about the setups, or, you're not so heavily involved that you kind of get in here and race and just have some fun. Me and Tyler are racing pretty hard there, and it's what it's all about, is having fun. And sometimes you gotta come do some hosted races like this just to kind of get back into that swing. But like I said, I can't thank Paul and everybody enough for notifying me of the event, and of course getting able to sign up and be able to win it is pretty awesome. So hopefully we can get back into gear here and get back into the Peak Series here. I think it's a week or so away still, but hopefully we can continue the winning streak we have.
Well, absolutely. That's what it's all about. But congratulations, Kenny, on getting the win here tonight. We'll give you an opportunity, those sponsor shout-outs. Who helped you get it done on and off the track?
Yeah, I got to thank Peak Antifreeze for the second year. They're on the car in the big series, and everybody on the team that worked so hard, to make us so fast there in that series as well. Definitely going to thank those guys and just everybody for the support. And like I said, just be able to come out here and have fun for the Lions Foundation and be able to win is awesome. So thank everybody, and definitely catch you guys in the next one, hopefully.
Well, we appreciate that. Congratulations again, Kenny, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the Peak Series.
Thank you, guys.
There you have it, our first place winner here tonight at the Iowa Speedway, Kenny Humpy, getting the job done on fuel strategy, able to stretch it out. Another guy that was able to stretch it out at the end there, Chuck Sweetie, was able to save enough. He's caught up with Cisco Scaramuzza.
Absolutely, down here on pit road with the 26 of Chuck Sweeting. There we go. And Chuck, you were kind of the dark horse all night, just lurking back there. And the strategy worked out for you. And don't know how much fuel you had left to maybe celebrate it all, but great run for you out there.
Thank you. Yeah, ran out of gas on the cool down lap there, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Really got to thank Paul for putting this on for everybody, and for the Lions Club, raise some money for them, raise some awareness. So it's good. It's a lot of fun tonight.
Absolutely. Well, I didn't want to jinx you by picking you, but you're looking so fast out there. How was the car out there running against these guys?
It took a lot of saving, a lot of patience. If you tried to run too hard, drive too deep in the corner, it just killed the right front, and you'd lose a lot of speed later in the run. And just had to be super, super patient. And I was pretty good at that tonight, surprisingly. So, yeah, it was a fun race. I do want to thank a couple sponsors, if you don't mind. Universal Forest Products, 274, and Malone and McBroom. They make everything happen for our team. And thank LSRTV and Paul for putting this on. It was a lot of fun and for a good cause.
There you go. I don't have to give you the I don't have to ask you for your sponsors, but you just gave them right there. And one last thing, you got the payout tonight. What do you think you're gonna do?
That's gonna go to. Paul can just keep that and donate to the Lions Club. That's where it needs to go anyway. I'm just here to have fun.
There you have it. Chuck Sweeting, another donation back to the Lions Club. Great job. Great race out there for you. Thanks for showing up and, putting on a great race for us tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
And well, that's Chuck Sweeting. He finishes second tonight. And this will be interesting. I believe Dave Washington, his crew chief, is interviewing him right now. This will be interesting.
Yeah, this will be kind of interesting. Usually get a crew chief your car to some victories in the RSR side on Monday nights. Dave, we get to do it tomorrow night, hopefully. But first off, you get the opportunity here at Iowa to run for a good cause here and pick up yourself a top 3 finish here. Didn't look. I would say it was definitely the race winning strategy if the other 2 guys came down pit road at some point, but they chose to stick it out and, like Kenny said, just basically about 10 laps into the run, realized he was going to be a lot short and he just had to start saving and decided that was the call he was going to do. And for him, it worked out. For you, it was a good battle back, good charge up, and to make your way through the field and get a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, most definitely. Hats off to Kenny. He did an awesome job. Chuck Sweeting for 2nd. That was pretty cool. Haven't raced with him in a while. I think this is my first time outside the official side. I think I only raced with Kenny one other time, but yeah, it's interesting to watch them guys drive because they have a lot of control on that car. And it's just I try to learn as much as I can when I'm around them guys, and it's definitely a blast.
Well, it's definitely a blast. You get obviously we've seen you many times on the sim, a bunch of broadcasted races, getting the job done. You're able to come home 3rd in this race. I know in past times this track is definitely I would say probably close to one of your favorites. Definitely always seem to be fast here, especially on the long runs. Early in the race, we didn't quite get those long fuel runs, but we did towards the middle and the second half of this race. And talk about that, your tires really seemed to come in for you, and it really looked like you saved enough and had a pretty fast car there in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, being in traffic, it was fun, and it wasn't. Nose was a little tight for me, but definitely I need the longer runs. I don't have the what you call get up and go burst speed like the other guys do, but once we get the pace going, I just figured I'd watch Alex and see what he does on the first couple runs there, and I just learn from them and just try to bide my time before I make the pass. And I knew once I got to battle with Alex, old Chuck was closing up quick, and by the time I got past him, of course Chuck was there passing Alex, so I knew it was going to be a pretty interesting finish.
Yeah, there was a couple times there it looked like he got stuck behind that 112, and I wouldn't say it was that he was slowing you guys up, but I think that early he had a lot of short run speed in that car and was able to stay with our leaders a couple of times on those restarts, but then it seemed over the long run the tires definitely wore out on that car. It definitely slowed him up, but at the same time, when you're kind of at a racetrack like this with a one groove, it makes it tough to make that pass because as long as that car is fast enough like he was to maintain that top lane there, especially in 3 and 4. It made it so difficult to pass him. You lost so much time chasing the leaders.
Yeah, I watched Kenny do it a couple times there, driving it in pretty good on the bottom into 3 and being able to slide up in front of him. And I don't know if I'd personally try to do that myself yet, but I definitely want to try it one day and see how it works out without wrecking anybody. But that was pretty cool to see, too. I wasn't sure what happened to Tyler. I just figured... going in these kind of races, this is my first time, and I know this is this guy's first time putting this on, but I knew it was going to be interesting to see how it was going to unfold for 200 laps.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. A good mix, some good long runs, and also some cautions to help bunch things back up as well too. So, we just speculated also with the 01 of Tyler Hudson. Not sure if it's on his pit stop, maybe a speeding penalty or something coming out of the pits, or even maybe not getting enough fuel in it. But he had to come down that extra time, was never able to catch back up. So that put one less car you had to chase down. You were able to get the third place finish, Dave. Sponsor shout outs. The floor is yours.
Yeah, definitely. I like to thank Paul and everybody else that put this on, you guys, for broadcasting it. Got to give a shout out to Daniel, teammate, Aegis Motorsports. Just looking forward to this again. Should be interesting with a bunch more cars in here. A lot of good drivers. It was fun.
That's what it's all about, Dave. And we know you got some action coming up this week. So we know tomorrow night, Michigan International Speedway with Real Sim Racing. So we'll see you there on LSRTV as well.
Yes, sir, Mr. Crew Chief.
There you go, Dave Washington, your third place finisher here tonight. Made that extra pit stop, but was able to get himself back up into the third spot, a top 3 finish. Not a bad way to finish the night off as well. Puts him in the pace slot as well, if you want to call it that, finishing in the third spot and picking up a couple dollars as well. Cisco, I thought this was a great first annual run for the Lions Club. 20 cars, it's a pretty good field when you're talking about a sim race. When you're talking about a special race like this to benefit a foundation like the Lions Club, and I think the only way it can go is up from here. I mean, the word gets out that these guys tell their friends, hey, it was an awesome race and it was a good time, and next thing you know, you got double the field the next time.
Yeah, and I can't wait to be here for the next one, because I'm sure after what these guys had out there tonight, I think we'll be seeing a couple more cars out there. And of course, it being Iowa, it's going to just keep making this race more and more exciting the more cars that enter. So definitely, if you see something like this pop out again, if Paul's running it or something like that, and speaking of Paul running it, we're actually going to get a word in here with the organizer of all this stuff. And Andy, I believe you caught up with Paul.
Yeah, I am here with Paul Fugate, I guess, the guy who puts this all together here. And Paul, a few questions for you, but overall, I think a good showing tonight. You had 20 cars, 20 good cars too as well, but a good sizable field for you for your first annual LCIF 200. And I think overall the race came out pretty good. Different strategies fuel-wise, but overall it was a fun night.
Yeah, I hope you guys were entertained up there. I was really happy with the turnout. I was a little worried coming into the day. We only had 15, and I was like, ooh, 15, that's not going to be the greatest race, but we had 5 guys show up at the last minute, and I'm really happy with the 2 pro drivers, Tyler and Kenny, coming out. That's awesome, that they chose to spend their Sunday, here racing with us. And I also want to thank our team owner at Blown Gasket Racing, Evan Roush. He threw in that sequential shifter for the winner, and he's been really, really good to me, and he decided to help me really, really get out the word on this thing. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be anywhere where I'm at today in iRacing without him. So I like to thank him and my whole team itself. I think we had about 10 of my teammates show up for this race and help support me, and that's awesome, that teamwork that goes together like that.
Yeah, well, teamwork always goes into events like this, behind the scenes and during the event as well, too. So, Paul, I mean, obviously a good foundation. It's always good to have things like this and keep people aware, really, to make donations and to help out where they can and what they can. And it's not always about making those huge donations. Every little bit helps when you're talking about a charity like this.
Well, like you said, Andy, every little bit helps. With an average donation of $6, that can help save a children's site anywhere around the world, because it costs about $6 to screen a children's eye for free. And like I said, just one donation of $6 will help that. So far this year, we've put out a lot of money. Those Canadian wildfires, LCIF gave an emergency grant of $200,000, no questions asked, and that's the kind of stuff we do. We build community centers with it. I mean, we get clean water for people. One of the biggest things right now is we're trying to combat measles, and Bill Gates has teamed up with us, and he is matching dollar for dollar every person that donates to Measles Initiative in Africa. He'll donate dollar for dollar for us, and that's pretty cool with partnerships like that.
Oh, absolutely. You get involved with a name like that, you can't go wrong at all, Paul. So, no, it's a great cause, a great thing going on, and I know just the little bit that this helps out is definitely something that can go a long way as well, too. So we're all here, all of us at LSRTV are proud to help out where we can, too, as well. So it's been a lot of fun. I know it's been a great night, and it's probably been a long night. It's getting close time to calling it a night. So anything else, Paul, we may have forgotten to mention for you?
One thing is, like with a lot of other charities you'll donate to, not all of your money will go towards that charity. Administrative costs and stuff like that. With Lions Club International Foundation, 100% of your money will go towards charity, and that's why Charity Navigator's given us a 4-star ranking now for the last 4 years, and things like that are really awesome to promote and things. And thank you guys for what you do for Lions. I love how we've teamed up, and it's been a great partnership for almost a year now. And this has been a long day. Just got back from Iowa Speedway actually about 3 hours ago, so I barely made it in here, but yeah, it's been a long day. You're right.
All right, Paul. Well, we congratulate you and salute you for everything you do for the Lions Club, and we're definitely thrilled to be a part of that as well in the small part that we do help out. So, Paul, congratulations. A great event, and I think, like I was just telling Cisco, 20 cars in this one, that's a good, strong field, but when these 20 guys tell one friend, next thing you know, you got a 40-something cars running around the racetrack the next time. So it can only go up from here, and I think this one was a great success for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Andy and Cisco. I really appreciate all the work you've put into this, putting out the word on this thing, and hopefully we can keep this thing going.
That's what it's all about, and that's what we strive to do, and got to start somewhere, and we started here tonight, the Lions Club International, first annual 200 here at Iowa, and what a great event it was, Cisco. And like we talked about with the pro drivers, we had a good mix of drivers. Some pro drivers, we had some guys, some up-and-comer drivers, like guys that we see all week long here in LSRTV, Alex Bergeron, and then, of course, a lot of veterans for the sim as well. Dave Washington having a good run, too. So I think it was a good mix of drivers. I think overall it was a great race. It was a good mix of cautions, good mix of long green flag runs as well, too. So that's why we saw the strategies come out to play here at the end of this thing, and I think it was a great success.
Absolutely, Andy. And of course, I do want to bring up, we did have a couple scheduling changes since last time I brought that up there. I'm not sure, I'm assuming you guys are going to be doing...
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, Randy and Andy there, but I think you guys are going to be doing B-Cars again, so that's going to be cool. So tune in for that. Like I said, we are off on Wednesday, so if you do want to watch something, the Court TeamSpeak Cup Series, that's an old league for us, Andy, way back when we used to work on back in the day, but you can catch that on Race Spot, so maybe something to watch there on Wednesday. Then we'll be back, but of course, meanwhile, tune in on Monday, because we still have a race to go, Andy, and I'm looking forward to that, because this is going to be a little bit of a unique kind of deal that we're going to be having on Monday.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Of course, Real Sim Racing tried to get the race going last Monday night, but some server issues happened with iRacing that really caused some havoc. So we got just about to the halfway point, I think it was, in that race. A lot of different strategies were going on and pit stops and all this, but they ultimately, around, I think it was lap 42 or so, called the race. They took the running order at that point. That's going to be the starting order for the race. So some of the guys that started up towards the front had made a pit stop or had some pit strategy going off. Well, they're going to be starting a little bit further back to the field. So it's going to be an interesting one nonetheless tomorrow night. But at the same time, I think the 40 or so laps that we did get to race last Monday night, what we saw there, it's going to be a fantastic one. So you definitely don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss anything that happens at LSRTV. You can check out our full broadcast schedule, livesimracing.com, and of course want to thank everybody behind the scenes with LSRTV and everybody from the Lions Club International as well too. Paul Fugate for everything he's done to get this event on. I want to thank everybody that's contributed, all the sponsors, everybody from Carolina SimWorks, HPP Solutions, NAC Tech Solutions, Open Sim Rigs, the Racing Warehouse as well. We want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. It's been a fun one, the LCIF 200, and congratulate Kenny Humpy on the great win. We'll see you all tomorrow night.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented under the authority of LSRTV LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations and may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form, nor the accounts and descriptions of this event disseminated in any way without the express written permission of Live Sim Racing TV. LSRTV would like to thank its loyal fans for their continued support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.